Hey, Marco, you ready to do the totally awesome, coolest show ever?
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? God, we can never get it right, bro. Hit it.
Get it right.
Hit
I don't
it.
have the other thing ready.
Oh, jeez. Oh. Oh my gosh.
There was a gnat flying around, and it just threw me completely off my game the last 30 seconds.
We actually tried to set it up. We actually kind of we almost practiced our intro, and it sounded pretty good. And then a gnat came into the room and just ruined it for all of us.
Bothering me.
All right. Well, one of these days we'll get the intro up. Astro, good to see you. You're here early and often. Great. Oh shoot! Speaking of Rennavision, Ruben's going to join the Star Wars show in December. I forgot to confirm that with everybody, but yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be
nice.
Fun. Hey, look, it's the Miss Express.
Yeah. We'll just say HC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't put it on there because we got to wait till 10 minutes or 10 seconds is up.
Yes.
We can't do anything. Now that we're monetized, big boys. Ooh, the whole 30 cents we make off this. Excellent. Hey, Pete, you finally got to see Shang-Chi. Eric, what's going on?
Yes, I did. And I'm the guy who wears the T-shirt to the movie.
Yeah. This is why we get along well. Tony, what's going on? Hey, Tony, I saw your IG. I saw a lot of stuff you picked up from the garage sale. It's good to see another fellow hunter out there. A guy that will go to garage sales, do whatever he's got to get what he's got. Really nice. Either way. So was it packed? Was it not packed? What's going on with it when you went?
Oh, when we went? No, it was pretty empty. But
yeah. Did you have
there was a lot of shows. I mean, there's still not a lot of movies out, so there's like showing every half hour.
That's insane.
And the theater I picked was the one that doesn't have a lot of traffic.
Nice.
Like the nicer theater that we usually go to was packed. Like I looked, I was like, it's like we can get seats, but it's like I don't want to be all that crowded. Still not that comfortable. But the theater we went to, there was maybe less than 10 other people apart from the three of us. Awesome. Yeah, and it was it's like a couple hundred theater. So like we were spread out.
That's really cool.
Like,
but I mean, we're going to talk about maybe a little bit. Our man Jedi Johnson, part of the Dark Side crew, he kind of let us know he saw it in Hawaii, and
the card thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I honestly out there, I'm up on my things and whatever. I don't like that, and I think it might hurt the thing. So I don't think I'll do it either way. But I think that might hurt everything overall, unfortunately. But maybe not. I mean, like the people who don't have it are going to lie anyways, and you can make up a card. So who knows what's going to happen? But like, that's not a good scenario for the movies. But we'll get to some of that with the news because we're going to have news coming up. Oh shoot, I forgot. While you do the promo, I'm going to screech up, see if I can get all 3 floors done because I left a piece. I left my newspaper. Yeah, on my house.
News floor. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll show the people some of the things I got then.
Oh yeah, do some pickups and I
got a couple of things I can show.
Try to split up fucking 3 flights real quick.
This guy. All right. So I can't really show a bunch of stuff off on the Star Wars show because I haven't been getting a lot of Star Wars stuff lately, but I did get a book for Star Wars that I forgot to show this past week, but I'll just show it here. Finally, after months, I mean, this book, this Lompop or whatever the heck her name is, this 1 in 25 variant, I pre-ordered it from Things from Another World months and months ago. It finally showed up. So I pre-ordered it for like $20 and it just took forever to get here. So I got this like a week or two ago. And then I grabbed some $5 variants. I was going to do a video, but there's not enough here to do a whole video on, so I felt like I just tuck them away. So I just grabbed some cheap stuff, because I like hunting cheap books. Like I got this Secret Wars, this Delilah, Silver Surfer, and Thanos. It's a comic exposure exclusive. I don't know why it was at this shop, but for $5 for number 4, I was grabbing it. I kind of dig this Invisible Woman Fantastic Four. I think it's like a 1 in 15, or it might be a 1 in 10. It's definitely a low incentive, but for $5 again, I'm going to grab anything that kind of catches my eye for $5. Like this Iron Man design book. I think it's a Fantastic Four book, but it's just a cool Iron Man, design kind of book. What else we got here? Oh, I did this in Forgotten Variants. I did a whole Secret Avengers kind of run thing. And this is one of the reasons why I got it stuck in my head, because I found this one for $5. So it's pretty cool, Valkyrie. And then along with it, I found this connecting Jurdovic. That's Secret Avengers one. This is Avengers Prime one. I do have one of the tougher ones that go with that set, but it's like 6 books. I still got like 2 more to find for that. But the biggest book, well, I don't want to say the biggest book. I covered this in Chasing Ghosts because I said I could not find it. Could not find it. And then I found it for $5 just randomly. I found this Raposa, the U.S. agent, John Walker book, $5 just in the box. I'm like, yoink.
Nice job. It's always good when you can find the ones you're looking for, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was showing the one you were running upstairs. I showed them real quick. I did have a pickup for Star Wars. I got this book finally.
Oh, nice. How much?
It took months to get here. I pre-ordered it. It took
good.
this long to get here.
Hope you didn't pay too much for it, but
no, it's $20. I pre-ordered it for $20.
Very good.
So I paid under ratio. I mean, not counting shipping.
That's what you're saying. We were saying if you went in at that time when we recommended it was under ratio. I don't think it's.
Yeah. And then the one last thing, I did show this off on IG. I ordered those John Tyler Christopher negative space or whatever you want to call it, the negative space covers. I ordered 2 greens, a red, and a white of the Phoenix book because that's what I was allowed to order. But they sent me 2 reds.
Oh, nice.
And 2 whites.
Ooh, no greens.
So it was like bank error in my favor. I did post about that on IG too, but
I don't think the green looks as good as the.
No, I mean the
whites.
green is the more common one, and that's why I was allowed to buy 2.
I think the white is the dopest of them all.
It is.
Again.
It
Can we
is
see
really
that white
nice.
again?
The white.
Yeah, you might have to send me one of those.
Just something about like it really makes her pop, like her eyes and everything, off of the white.
All right. Well, we'll talk about me buying one of those off of you later. All right. That's cool. Hey, Joe, what's going on? Hey, Joe, I try to have to explain to all my kids. My kids asked this the other day. They asked, they're like, hey, I was like, it's hump day. And they're like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't, it's a, yeah, I don't know. They didn't get it. Who else walked in here? Leftover, good to see you. Double J's is here.
Yeah, so JJ show up.
Awesome to see you. All right, so let's get into it, Pete. I've gone upstairs. I have gotten my papers for the news.
You got your papers for the news? All right, well, I got to get our intro rolling then because we got a few things to go over. We'll try to be quick about it, but there was a lot.
Do not put in a giveaway. Absolutely not put in a giveaway. Astro, we are not putting that one in the. Every once in a while, we just got to give away something to our co-host. That's what we got to do, okay? Okay. All right. No giveaway.
Weird cut there at the end, but it came through.
Good.
We've got some news this week.
We do. We've got lots of news as usual. Lots and lots of news. Some cool news, some whatever news.
Yeah, some just whatever. I mean, some of these things is just to kind of have to comment. I just couldn't leave it unsaid.
I know. I saw some of these and I was like, Pete, come on, man. All right.
I just couldn't help it. So you can see, yeah, this screen's full. We got a lot. I kind of split it up. There's some movie news, there's some TV news, there's comic news, even a little bit of video game news. But we're going to kick it off with, I know a lot of other people have been talking about it because it happened, a little while ago. But come on. Amazing Fantasy 15 setting records is
9.6 is just hard. That's a
well, you're not going to get a 9.8. But that said, $3.6 million.
That's what I'm saying. 9.6. How are you going to get 9.6?
Well, because it's a 9.6.
I hear you. That's a tough. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, it should be that much. 3.6 million.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, crazy.
Where you selling this is children for some bullshit like a couple $100. If you take that and rationalize it over this, this is undervalued at this point.
But I was looking at this in one of these articles that I saw. Like Action just set the record not that long ago at 3.25.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like for all those DC heads that scream about how Superman's it. Yeah, well, Amazing Fantasy just proved that.
Well, it just did, but. And again, they also in the article that I saw this in, it also had that in March of 2020, the last Amazing Fantasy that was the previous high was only like $800,000. So this is a hell of an increase.
Can you see that make an offer to the owner for $5 million?
Yes, that's what's right. It's right here on the. Yeah. So immediately, if you want to buy it off of.
All I see is put that in the giveaway. The comment from yeah. Let's put this one in the giveaway, right there. Put that one in the giveaway. All right.
All right. So
that's amazing.
I figured we had to start off with that. Get that little
amazing.
And we got to talk about our movie. Our main topic for today. Did well. Did well around a week 2. 35, a little over 35 for week 2. It's not too bad. Up to 250, worldwide. I think
it's a good movie.
Success.
That's a winner. That's over 100 million more than it cost to make it. So there we go.
Yeah. It's still got time before it's going to be free.
And even people that I talked to that didn't think, like, I tried to explain it once again, and you've seen it now, so we'll ask your opinion on it a little, maybe after we're done with news, but, or we can talk about it now. Like,
it doesn't matter.
So what did you think of it? Like, did you think it was like how I described it earlier? Like, kind of like that Hong Kong style, kung fu-ish type movie?
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, not to say a little bit. It was a bit. It wasn't as, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're talking, like Crouching Tiger had like a, not lyrical. It almost like a.
Oh, the musical. You didn't think so?
No, it's not just like the musical. Even the way like the movement was a little like more flowy and kind of like it was more like a dance. Yeah. Whereas this was a little more, was good action. It was definitely good action.
Fair enough.
And I've been rewatching the Matrix movies too, and it's just like, the action here I like better than some of the wire work they did in those. But I mean, that was like 20 years ago now, the Matrix movies, so can't hold them that.
Yeah, you do need to see it, Astro. It's that good. Yeah, so now we get more Marvel movies. Absolutely, we do. We were going to get them either way, but now we get them on time, I think.
No more pushing so far.
Mm-hmm. Till after that.
Unless Venom 2 tanks. And then
I don't think. No. I think if that happens, Marvel's going to laugh and go, I don't think they're going to take a back step because of how well this is doing. Like if it was just last week and then this week we did like, let's say 9 million, I think you'd see a pause if Venom 2 doesn't do well. But since this did so well, I think now it's like, hey, Sony, remember how you're like, hey, we're going to hold hostage these characters? Yeah, we just did, this thing's going to end what now? Like $400 million eventually worldwide?
Probably.
We just did that. You know what I mean? Can do one of those. Yeah. So
we shall see. We shall see. All right. I don't know how you're going to take this next little bit of info, but I'm a big fan of indie, and I've been watching the movies again recently, and I don't know how to take this rumor. But they're rumored to be setting the stage for him to be replaced, which obviously got to imagine he's going to be replaced. Even replacing him with a female character is not a bad idea.
It's better than LeBluff. Don't tell me it's LeBluff. Don't tell me it's LeBluff.
Better than Shire.
No.
Yeah, definitely all day. But I don't know if they are actually going with this. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who did like Fleabag, and because she's a comedian. Like, I just don't connect the dots with that. This is rumor, though. She's in the movie. She has a big role, apparently. We don't know exactly who she's playing, so I think that's why they're speculating she might.
Who would be awesome?
I don't think that's true. I don't buy into this.
You know who would be awesome if they're going to do a female version of this? The chick that she's in. What was that movie? SWAT. She's in SWAT.
SWAT.
Yeah. Rodriguez. Her last name's Rodriguez. I don't know a lot of.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Like Fast and the Furious.
Is that I don't watch that.
You didn't watch those?
I watched like the first one. Yeah, maybe she's in that
Girl
one.
Fight? I think she was in Girl Fight.
Does it look like Girl Fight something? Does it look like Girl Fight something I'm going to watch?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe.
I should probably look up to see who she is. But she would be good in this part because she's got like that dry thing. Like Harrison Ford isn't exactly like he's a dad joke, right?
Well, now, I mean, he's
no. Even when he was indie, he was a dad. He's a very attractive for the ladies or guys that like guys.
He was charismatic.
He's very, very charismatic, very attractive looking dude. You know what I mean? But
it wasn't just that. Even
his charisma was not with humor, bro. No, he wasn't. He was not. He's good looking. He's very sharp, a sharp looking dude. You know what I mean? And he handles himself well. He's not.
As Han, I still found him humorous, but he's not a comedian either. Because if you watch things like Sabrina with Greg Kinnear, like it's just
dude, I love him in both Indian. He's my man. Like I wish I could be him. Like I get it, but he doesn't. There's no comedic chops, and a lot of that stuff is accidental. You know what I mean? If the joke happens, it's accidental. It's because he's telling a dad joke. He's telling a dad joke. It definitely hits it every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean the obvious replacement would have been
She's
Chris
dry.
Pratt. But I think by now it's done. Like it's just too. You can't. It's just too
Really?
obvious.
I don't want Chris Pratt. I don't want Chris Pratt either. Find somebody new. Do what they did with the Spider Kid.
It's possible.
Do Spider-Man.
I
So it's
don't
gonna be
know.
a girl.
That's the
for
rumor.
sure?
That's the rumor. And again, I'm not against that, but
Shit, we had 3 Indiana Jones. We had Indy. Remember the kid one, right? Then we had Indy number 2, Shia LaBeouf, who is that. As long as you don't bring Shia LaBeouf or anything to that effect back, I'm good, bro. Let somebody else give it a hand. Sure, just don't bring in LaBeouf. I mean, that guy was terrible.
Yeah. Again,
She doesn't
I was
fit?
that. She's funny, but it just
this
doesn't
chick.
fit for this.
Yeah,
Like,
no, she don't fit. She ain't it. Yeah, that's what you need. You need somebody dry humor. You need, if you're gonna do a female dad joke type, or I don't know what the female equivalent of dad joke is. Dry humor maybe is it. Whatever it is, do that. I'm down. Plus,
we'll see.
Plus, she's not hard to look at. He ain't hard to look at. She ain't hard to look at. I mean, they kind of got something with them. There's like this thing where you're like, I think they would be cool. I think he's like, doesn't he seem like a cool dude? That's what he's got. It's not because he's funny. He's not like, oh, that dude looks funny. He looks like he's a funny dude, cool to hang out with. Like, let's go do shots together at the bar. Have dollar bills flying every day. That's not Ford. Ford's like, hey, dude, he seems like if I'm fishing, he'd be a good guy on the fishing trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm concerned as well as Joe, because that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was just hot garbage. And it had nothing to do with Spielberg's directing. I mean, it wasn't the best, even for Spielberg, or the casting, which was good in that movie. I like Kate Blanchett, adding her, and
which one was that?
Ray Winstone. It's the one with the aliens and the Lost City of Gold, and that's Shia LaBeouf, the Shia LaBeouf one.
That was terrible.
That's what I mean. That movie, but the story is really what killed that thing more than anything else. Even with the other things being missteps too, but the actual story was.
The story wasn't great. I'll give you that. But like Shia LaBeouf was.
Oh yeah, he definitely didn't help. But
Shia LaBeouf looked like somebody. If you're like,
he didn't call himself Mutt. Like he didn't write in that his name was Mutt, and he was supposed to be a little tough guy greaser. Like that wasn't his choice.
Yeah. I get that. But like, if you're the dude, like. He seemed like a dude you went to the street and was like, hey, you want to act in an Indiana Jones movie? And the guy was, yeah, cool. Okay, your name is going to be Mutt. That seemed like what he did.
That is true. She could be a good replacement for Marcus, because Marcus was funny as kind of a comedic sidekick.
Yeah, there you go.
And even with JJ's, Gal would be kind of cool, but I don't know.
It would be another, but that's what I'm saying. Like, get somebody. I was going to say this, but I didn't want to say it because then it's kind of besmudging her. But like, I was gonna say, who's the Angelina Jolie of when she was in Tomb Raider, right? Like, you can't use Angelina Jolie now, or like, or you could use her when you could reuse her. Oh yeah, who did they replace her with?
With Alicia Vikander.
Was she good in it?
She was good, but it was a different vibe. It was a different story than the first, the Angelina Jolie ones.
Well, I mean, that's all based.
It was more like a Die Hard on an Island type of thing, where she kind of had,
okay. Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, do that one too. A Die Hard. That's good. Get the next. If she's Die Hard on an Island, same type of guy. Like Bruce Willis, I hear is a dick to hang out with, but he seems kind of cool. You know what I mean? Maybe people just don't get it.
He'll do anything too if you pay him.
Yeah, he's not a funny dude.
He does like straight to VHS movies even today. Like they don't even make VHSs anymore, but he'll make that movie if you pay him.
We can't get
Yeah, she was good in that Jungle Cruise, even though that movie was. Yeah, like the story.
We can't grab that little kid. What was the little kid that followed Indy around? Yeah, we can't do that again.
You can do a grown-up short round. We can use
Can we?
Shang Chi can be the replacement.
I don't think
short round.
Yo, I don't think that'll play as well as it did back then. No, I don't think so. No, sir. Oh, it's funny because we got something in the news later on. Okay, yeah, keep going. All right,
I think we spent enough on Indy.
Way too much. I love Indy though, man. I mean, I just remember as a kid sitting in front of you every once in a while you get free HBO weekend. You know when they did that? We get that.
They still do it.
For some reason, well, yeah, but now I got so much money.
Yeah, but you still know when it's that weekend because they flash the thingies like in the corner.
No. Now I pay for HBO. I don't even watch it. That's how bad it is.
Oh, all right. Well, I still watch it.
But like, I just remember like this was one that every time free HBO weekend came up, Indiana Jones was on it for sure. Yeah. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, a couple other things, but All right, go ahead. So what's next?
Well, we got to go back to Venom. We were talking about Venom, so we're going back to Venom.
What now?
Did I mistakenly leave this in?
Yeah, you left this in. That was
I left that in. Yeah, that was just a duplicate. Sorry about that.
Whoa!
I thought I
What's
deleted
happened to
it.
this guy's face?
That's his De Niro look. They made Colin Farrell look like old De Niro.
Colin Farrell. Wait, isn't Colin Farrell the dude that played Bullseye?
Yeah.
That dude, like Irish.
He looks. Irish? This is nothing. He's covered in prosthetics, and like this is nothing what he looks like. But he's going to be the Penguin in the Pattinson Batman movie. So they're talking about doing a Penguin series on HBO Max, and they're asking him to, do it. I guess.
So Penguin now is like a mafia.
Which is the Penguin I kind of wanted, like more of the mobster Penguin, not the I live with penguins under the city zoo, and I bleed black, green, the Danny DeVito nonsense. I did not.
Yeah, but they're still not giving him a tuxedo, though, right?
Doesn't seem to be a tuxedo, but who knows? He might end up in a tuxedo, probably at some like benefit.
Hey, man, he was good in something. I just don't know what it is, but he was good in something.
Oh, you leave Colin Farrell alone, JJ. 7 Psychopaths. He was good.
There you go. All right, what's next? That's cool, I guess. An HBO man. Oh, so wait. So there's a series.
It'll be a series coming after the movie.
After the movie. When's the movie? Do we know when the movie's coming out? No.
Next year, I think.
Oh, good lord.
They filmed it or are finishing filming it. So it's coming. Next up, we're going to stick with HBO Max and going back to Peacemaker again. Because Entertainment Weekly had a little shot of Vigilante there, who's apparently going to be on the show there. So this guy, I know it's not a great picture, but
so that $5 book is going to finally eventually get up to $10 now. Great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, also, I think we also got to remember this one, which is the character, his Adrian Chase, I think is his name. Like he first appears in this, which is also first Blackfire, I think. So this is still a good Titans book to grab on its own because you get Blackfire. And if you get Adrian Chase, who is the alter ego for Vigilante, you kind of want to keep that one in mind, as well as the annual, which you get the nice cover, because everybody loves the cover first appearance.
Yeah, True Detective Season 2.
Yeah, exactly. That was another good one for him as an actor.
He says disagrees. Oh my gosh, good lord.
But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I from things I've been seeing, James Gunn is calling this Peacemaker series as his sequel to the Suicide Squad.
Cool.
So,
hey, look, it was good. A lot of people I know, even DC haters have said that it's pretty good.
It was fun. It was a fun movie.
I don't think you can knock this movie. It was good.
We also got the trailer for Hawkeye. I don't know. Did you check that out this week?
Bravo. Right? What a trailer.
I'm excited.
Maybe Patterson should sprinkle. Is he the sprinkler kid? Or whatever. What do you guys call him? Sprinkly? Shiny sprinkles? Twinkles. Maybe Twinkles Sparkles should watch this to see how a good show should be made.
Yeah, so obviously you want to keep an eye on that Fraction run because you're getting that kind of vibe where it looks like you're getting the tracksuit Draculas or the tracksuit Mafia, whatever you want to call them, showing up in this, as well as Yeah, they seem to be at least some form of bad.
You did something on this, didn't you?
Yeah, because I was guessing. Well, not guessing, but I was just figuring that made sense for them to do that. Yeah, I did like a little video explaining like that first run, and then you got the clown because he's supposed to be cast as well, Kazmarek, or I don't know if I'm saying his name right. You do names poorly, but I do names poorly as well.
Excellent. That's why we work so well together.
But I think between the two of us, we usually figure it out.
Hawkeye does look like, yes, that is true. But Hawkeye, I'm watching the fight in chat over the Colin Farrell fight, which I think is the most ridiculous thing I've ever fighting over a B-rate actor. Tony is right. Yeah, dude. I thought this was great. Jen, our friend Jen, was like, "Hey, what's good?" Da 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 da. I said, "Oh, good." Blah 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 blah. And she said, "Did you see this?" I said, "Yes." She's like, "This." I said, "Not yet." She goes, "Wrong order. I should have asked you if you saw this first because it's that good." So I instantly watched it and was like, "I'll watch it again." I really am excited for this, which is nice.
And just to quickly weigh in on the chat debate, yeah, True Detective Season 2, don't put that on Colin Farrell. Don't put Vince Vaughn's kind of shortcomings and trying to be the tough guy, bad guy. Like
I didn't think it was that bad. Whatever.
It wasn't awful. It just wasn't as good.
We're going to talk about this later, right? Y?
We can a little bit. I didn't get to watch. I
watched all three. I'll talk about it. Yep.
So you can do it. I'll catch
We'll do
you
it
up.
towards the end. When we do What If, we'll also we'll ruin that. We'll ruin Y and What If at the end.
Well, even just kind of a slight little, I don't want to call this a spoiler, but this is rumor, so I don't call this a spoiler. But following up our Hawkeye thing here, there's a rumor that somebody else might show up on Hawkeye. Which is D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio's Kingpin might show up.
Did you see what Eric said just as you were about to do this? There's a rumor that somebody's going to show up, and this is what Eric put down there. I didn't watch Hawkeye trailer, but I assume Mephisto is in there.
No, it wasn't Mephisto, but Wilson Fisk maybe. I mean, it makes sense.
Do you like this Wilson Fisk?
I
always think Timothy Duncan was the best Wilson Fisk.
Who? Not Tim Duncan.
No, Michael Clark Duncan. Is he still alive too?
By the way, Duncan on the Spurs.
Yeah, well, once again, I'll get a name wrong. The two of us together, we'll get it right.
I know who you meant.
But yeah, I always think he was the best. I thought he was. He
was good, but unfortunately he's passed away. So
did he? Dang it, man.
Yeah. Well, he passed away a while ago.
Yeah.
Way too soon. Way too soon, Michael Clark Duncan. He was also great as Kilowog's voice.
We're not doing that. You guys got to get over it.
Tigerland. You want to do phone booth?
Leftovers. Guys, if I don't follow Twinkle
Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, we can do a Colin Farrell tier list if you want.
Who dies? I'm not on the death watch here. I don't. Green Mile, yeah, dude. That guy was it. That guy died.
Oh, you also brought up SWAT too. That's you started the Colin Farrell nonsense.
Oh, did I? No, Colin Farrell's SWAT too. Yeah, good movie. And wasn't Michael Duncan? Wasn't he also in Armageddon?
Yes. Yeah.
Come get, what was his name? Remember, he's on the motorcycle on the chopper.
Bear.
Come get the big bear. He's like,
he wanted to stay in the Lincoln bedroom for
the rider. Yeah, he got
the White House.
Yeah.
You don't stay in the White House, the Lincoln bedroom for the summer.
And by the way, could you make pedophiles heroes? I think that movie. There's so much bad if you go back to that and go like, that shit won't play no more. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Papa Bear. Yeah, that's it. Papa Bear. Going
back.
Bear.
It's kind of weird how some of these things tie into other things we start talking about. But going to Tomb Raider, Haley Atwell is going to voice Tomb Raider on a Netflix animated series.
Oh, cool! And she's the one that played her last, right?
No.
She's just
Peggy Carter.
Oh, the Peggy Carter. Oh, really? Okay, fair enough. I mean, hey, listen. Laura Croft is based off some British chick, so I mean,
yeah, you just need a British actress.
Just need a British accent. Cool.
We'll see. Kind of cool. I don't know. So you figure
I like Laura Croft.
You might want to look at the Dark Horse stuff because maybe they'll do something like that. You obviously can go back and look at like the Top Cow Adam Hughes covers because those are just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you scoop those up, go ahead.
Dark Horse seems to be having a pretty solid week this week, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to stay indie because Netflix is also going to be doing Grendel, apparently.
That's that's not.
It was Comico, I think.
Comico, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Comico Primer, number 2. I don't really know much about, I'm probably going to butcher his name, but Abu Bakr Ali set to play him. I don't know anything about this kid, but apparently he's going to be Grendel. He looks lean, at least. All right, so he's got a lean look to him. I don't know. We'll see. I was never a huge Grendel guy.
Yeah, I think people were more of a Crow guy than they were Grendel. Well, I got Grendel. Yeah, I mean,
it was.
Cool. You know what he is, right? He's like a vigilante that starts off as good and then goes bad.
Yeah, something like again, I didn't really read too much of like those Matt Wagner books. Like it's just something that didn't grab me at that time.
When you said Grendel, I thought, wait, they're doing a Beowulf storyline.
Yeah, they're doing Beowulf again.
No, they weren't. No.
How about a live action She-Ra? I know you want that.
You know what? I actually did want a live action She-Ra, and then I was like, I don't know. I want a live action She-Ra off of the old She-Ra, not the new She-Ra, I guess.
I don't know if it's going to be based off the new. It's just
I hope it's based off the old stuff.
I think it would probably have to be if they're going to go live action because the newer stuff. I tried watching some of it. Like my son tried watching some of it. I'm like, I'm not into it. It's just.
Yeah, a lot of the girls don't like it either. I'm just like, who's this for? And then it's a lot of relationships and stuff, so it's not really appropriate for my kids. Like, I just want it to be like, He-Man doesn't really have a relation. Why do we have to have relationships in every single cartoon now?
Need to be good guys, bad guys.
Good guys versus bad guys. Come on, man.
Good guys versus bad guys.
Good girls versus bad girls. You see, I have one guy run like this, and then she's got to run like this the other way. He ran like this, she ran like this. Like, that's it. And then they get someplace. And then they fight some bad guys.
And I know there's all kinds of different firsts for her too, but I just like this book, which isn't really her first, but I like it. It's He-Man 18. Mm-hmm. It's a cool cover.
I hope we get that. I hope we get that She-Ra, but I have a feeling we're not going to.
I don't know. It's Amazon though. I don't think they're going to go kiddie with it.
That's what I'm saying. I hope they go that cartoon though. I mean, I hope they go real kiddie. I hope they go like nostalgia kiddie with it. Like that was the one thing. Like, I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, but I think since Netflix changed the tone when they did it as an animated series on Netflix, so if this is switching over to Amazon, I'm sure they're going to probably put a different spin on it. So they're probably going to go more with that retro kind of vibe.
Hopefully,
like a live.
I mean, I liked what they did with Netflix because of all the callbacks they did. You know, like the Moss Man thing, and like they just did a lot of cool stuff. They added in. If you look at it as like Angry Dude, you're going to hate it or read too much into it. But if you look at it as in like, holy crap, they dropped a lot of Easter eggs and like real.
Wait, are you talking about the Kevin Smith one now?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, that was different though. That was the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the She-Ra Princess of Power animated series they did. On
that thing's terrible. Yeah, so
hopefully
that's
what I'm talking. The one that kind of looked more like OK KO, kind of like the weird bubble eye kind of a.
So you think because they did it like that and they did the whole relationship story building in there, because like everybody's in a relationship in that show, like everybody.
Yeah.
I think like the dog's in a relationship with another, like the fuck is
Cringer,
this?
The cat, Battle Cat,
or her pony, her unicorn pony.
Hers.
Yeah, I mean everything's in a relationship. It's like this ain't a teen high school movie like TV show. This ain't She-Ra the musical. Come on now, let's go.
All right, enough on She-Ra. Going over to video games real fast. So Star Wars isn't the only PlayStation exclusive. It looks like this Wolverine is probably also going to be. Could be cool. I mean, but this isn't gameplay footage. I know you had a problem with the other stuff. It's not gameplay footage, so what does it matter? But
it doesn't matter.
It could be good.
Not for kids. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's good. Tell them that, and they're still going to give it to kids. They don't care.
Oh,
you
yeah.
You know how many people showed up to the movie Ted? Kids. I like to see kids.
You know how many parents gifted their like 10-year-olds Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
But all right, that's all I got for video games though. So we're gonna switch to comics real fast.
Well, Red Sonja should be in a relationship, Joe. I think
it was E-Man Tony might have sent this one over to me, and I was like, that's an interesting story. The Silver Surfer getting this little upgrade. Tony. Yeah, he hits me up on IG occasionally. Gave me a couple of ideas for a couple of books to cover in some of the videos, but Silver Surfer getting a power upgrade here.
Do we think this is temporary, or is this?
It probably is temporary. I mean, I'm not really following this Defenders run, but apparently it's like
it's only book 2, so it's not hard to follow. There's only 2 books in the series.
I know, but you go, it's like Galactus's mom or something in here, and
Galactus's mom. It's baby Galactus in this. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
and actually, I like that
he gets his power upgrade.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the different moods I take, but like the art here is very bright, and for some reason, I'm digging it, man. I mean, I know sometimes I'm like, but I think with this series, because it's so cosmic, that they actually, but maybe this is what it is. It's very bright and very almost cartoonish, and almost the features are overdrawn. You know, like how lately in comics, they just haven't been drawing faces, no features at all, nothing.
Yeah, and this over exaggerated, and
in this one, the eyes are really deep, and the lips are really thick, or like something to that effect, which I like.
Yeah.
It's
when they like yell, like their faces are distended to a point. Like, that's not real.
I mean, not too big, but like no, not like that. But it's like if they're yelling, then their mouths will be like their lips will be really super full, and the colors will be darker on their lips, like something that moves. It's interesting how they're doing it. I like it. I don't know. I think the series is okay. You know, this kind of reminds me of like, well, yeah. I mean, he's OP, so that's kind of cool. And then like I always like to go back to the baby section, and his mom. You know, Galactus' mom's in there too. And so is the other Herald. So how he gets the power is from the other Herald.
From the other, I forget what his name is, like a Z or something.
Zecker or something, yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, so I figured we throw a little comic news in there along with
that's cool.
Tinian's wrapping up his run on, I guess, the Batman stuff. So I guess they redesigned Scarecrow for this, kind of borrowing from Arkham Asylum, like the video game stuff.
Yeah, it's
so
cool.
That's what this reminds me of.
Dude, it's really cool, man. And it's good. And he actually looks finally scary, which is kind of nice.
Yes, this is that Fear State. So,
yeah. Astro, I'm liking the Moon Knight Series 2, and King is looking good also. They both are. But Defenders, don't sleep on it, man. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a fun team. It's always
Doctor
a fun
Strange and Beast well, I'm gonna put this up there. I ain't gonna read the whole thing, but there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right.
Like Silicon Valley. This guy.
Okay. Well, good.
But I mean, Fear State, there's a whole checklist too. So I threw the whole checklist in there to you. It's gonna run through December. So all these Bat titles are gonna cover this Fear State storyline. So Scarecrow's getting his moment in the sun, I guess.
Good.
Or the shadows.
Did you just add Defenders, Astro? Did you just add Defenders onto your poll now that you saw what Joe said, or who was it that Leftover said? Zaggy.
And I threw this out there. I don't know if it's spoiler or not for what people are reading and all that stuff, but I don't know. Fan favorite?
Who's that?
So in I Am Batman #1, looks like Anarchy eats it. Is Anarchy a fan favorite? He's a character. I don't see a lot of like Anarchy cosplay out there. That's just
not sure he'd even make the C list. To be honest with you, I think he'd make the D list. Yeah,
I mean, but I mean, if you're curious, you know, those I always hunt those his first 608 and 609 in Detective. Like I would always go look for Anarchy's first because they'd always be in dollar bins. I would always
because he's a fan favorite.
Because he's a fan favorite, but I would always grab those in dollar bins, and you can quickly get like $10, $10, $15 for them. And especially if you did it like a set, you can scoop up like 20. And I'm like, all right, spend $2 and get 20. Do that all the time.
Astro, it's only in 2 issues, so say from issue 1.
This I found interesting though. Is that an MCU creation is going to show up in comic books?
Oh,
who is it going to be? You know who it is. It's Captain Carter.
Captain Britain.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So them making an announcement of this nature, saying she's gonna debut in comics, means this book takes a hit. Because there she's not Captain Carter. There she's an alternate, I guess, Captain America. It's not really the same.
That's the same thing. Nobody cares.
Same thing, but it's a cool cover, but that will no longer be the one to get, I guess, if they're saying she's going to debut in this Avengers Forever. So this new Avengers Forever series, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, with all the things coming, like all the Marvel announcements. So this Avengers Forever series is going to have, and you can see her way back there on the cover. She's way back here. I don't know if you can see her behind Ant-Man there. She's back there.
It's like a Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
Speedball's there too. Nice.
But that's it. That's my last one for
only problem.
Wait,
let's stop. Only one problem with that.
What? You want me to go back?
Yeah. You want to know why? Because it doesn't matter what they say. Because 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine. I know. Says Marvel. So said Overstreet before they misprinted it. One day we'll tell you stories about that. 181 still sells for more. So, all right. Not that either book's going to sell for that much.
No. But just something to be aware of if you want to go check it out. That's a comic to go put to your pull list when it comes out in, I don't know, a couple months. December, I think.
Well, there's a lot of cool characters in there, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun read anyway.
Yeah, it looks like a fun read. Is that Night Thrasher? Jesus Christ. They got everybody
on this cover. Yeah, we want to kind of zip in here just a little bit. Like, this looks like Killraven back here. And it looks like we got a Quasar.
I love Quasar. Quasar's nice.
This dude. Well, is that Black Goliath?
That is Black Goliath.
Yeah. And look at Wonder Man.
Is that one of the Raptors back? No, is that who is that? Banshee or one of the Raptors?
This has to be a Sandman.
Yeah, it's got to be a Sandman.
Oh, what shit? This looks like Speed Demon, but why are there 3 of them? Deathlock right next to Wanda.
Deathlock, yeah. Wolfbane.
And it looks kind of like Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau might have gotten
go a little closer right here to the back.
I can't. It won't let me go in anymore.
Oh, what's on the back of Ghost Rider's car? What's on top of that? Oh, is that Ant-Man? That's
Ant-Man. Ant-Man flying on an ant. And then Mach 5 Is that or Mach whatever you want to? The Thunderbolt character.
Yeah, Valkyrie. Wonder
Speedball.
Man. Who's
this
this?
looks like Thunderstrike too in the armpit.
It is Thunderstrike.
We go to this side. We got looks like AI Vision, Black Knight.
Wanda's in there, yes. Speedball's in there. We called that
Captain
already.
Marvel, the Marvel.
Who's that? Is that Hawkeye or is that somebody else over there?
It's got to be a Hawkeye behind there with the arrow, the bow sticking out under Beast.
V. So we got what's his name, Baron, in here.
But that looks like an eye patched female Thor.
It's Valkyrie, yeah.
Holding Stormbreaker. It looks like Beta Ray Bill Stormbreaker too.
Yeah.
Spider Woman, Jocasta.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another female Thor back there because I can see the hammer spinning. Starhawk. I don't know. It's a weird character.
Cover. This is a mess of a cover. Oh, there's Wolverine way back there jumping. He's being thrown by Cyclops. Okay.
Being thrown by Cyclops.
Yeah, in the action, or not, Colossus. When Colossus throws him. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
all right,
fastball special. All right.
Awesome.
Anyway.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, a little bit of a long news segment for us, but there was a lot of news.
There was. So looking up our news, we also go into our next segment, which is
that I renamed.
Yeah, we renamed it. So what did we rename it?
Here, I'll show you what we renamed it.
Well, we'll see what people ask me if I can get this off and running. Okay. So we got some real geniuses at work once again. Actually, some of them I couldn't even do. But people also asked, we got to come up with some music or something. Does Shang Chi have superpowers? The answer to this is...
ask you.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's me to ask you.
Yeah. I know. I forgot.
Does Shang Chi have superpowers?
Yeah, every super hero in Marvel has superpowers. This isn't DC where people are just rich and somehow they call them superheroes. Yes. Superpowers. All right. That was just a warm up.
That was just a one off. That's it.
No, that was a warm up. People also ask,
is Penguin the Joker?
Yeah, I mean, you're a moron. Okay.
Is my mom my dad?
Yeah, seriously. I can't believe somebody asked that. All right. Yeah, no, you're an idiot. Okay, next up.
There's probably a Kardashian joke in that, what I just said somewhere, but we're going to leave it at that. Mm-hmm. Is there any food? I'm sorry. It's just weird. That's right. You did look at the news when you did these. Is any of the food in the Temple of Doom real?
Oh, Jesus. So the
do they really have Snake Surprise?
Yeah, Snake Surprise and Monkey Brains is what they're.
Yeah, chilled monkey brains.
Chilled monkey brains.
Monkey Brains was also in Clue. That is a thing.
No, it's really not a thing. Do they understand that this is just all made up? Or, I mean, even the Temple of Doom is made up. Apparently not. But if you stand outside, apparently in Arizona, in the dead of the woods, you can also be probed by aliens. So go give that a try. Up next.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, no. Hey, Eric's with me. Monkey Brains is real. It's not popular. They don't serve it like that.
Next up.
And Punisher does have superpowers. He has an overextended sense of vengeance.
Yeah.
Just like Inigo Montoya.
Mm-hmm. He's actually not called he's not called a superhero though. Go ahead.
Ooh, who is the weakest Avenger?
This is what happens when you look up Hawkeye. I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying.
Oh, poor Hawkeye.
Poor Hawkeye. I mean, poor Hawkeye.
One of the days you could have said like poor Ant-Man, but what if showed Ant-Man is the toughest?
Apparently, like I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? I tried to look up Kate Bishop, and I was gonna put up the like, is Kate Bishop Hawkeye's daughter? And I was like, or Hawkeye's wife. And I was like, and then I looked down. Yeah, and then I looked down, and I was like, no, the female Hawkeye. And I was like,
oh, the female. No, I know. When you said Hawkeye's wife, I was like, yeah, the girl from Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, yeah. No, so I was like, okay, well, that's okay, but that's not really that good. And I looked down, and the next one was, who's the Worst Avenger. I was
Who's
like,
the
oh,
weakest Avenger?
damn. I was almost like, no, it's Aquaman. All right. So that's what I got for this week. They're okay. I mean, sometimes there were some other ones that were probably inappropriate for and then there's misspelled ones that were just terribly done, but I figured those were the best. So
That's
there we go. We're going to keep it going. We got it. The tier list.
Next?
Tier list is up next. We're doing tier list on
Shang Chi characters. Well, we could do it. What the hell? I'm hitting the button.
I like that intro.
All
right.
We probably need to update the pictures in it, but other than that,
I don't know. People really love that Carnage one. We should do or the Venom one. Did we do another Carnage one? We're gonna pop another poll.
We're going to. It's on.
We should probably do. Actually, now let's think about it. We should do throw up the. I know we're gonna do the Y one, but we should also throw up a Dark Horse. We should do a Dark Horse one at one point.
And a Colin Farrell movie one.
We're definitely not doing that. Okay, so we got Shang-Chi.
I leave the order to you, but we do have a handful of characters.
We have a handful of characters.
Oh shoot!
What? We didn't add the last one.
We didn't add the last one.
Can you do that or no?
I can, but you got to fill.
If I have to fill, okay, this is what I'm gonna do to fill. Our monkey brains a delicacy.
Well, you know what? You can show it, but we're just gonna say it's the other character that we have in here.
No, do it. Our monkey brains edible. Here we go.
Okay, you can talk about edible monkey brains while I do this then. Yeah, they're edible because it's a thing. Like I said, it was included.
I don't think
it was in the 40s and the 50s.
Eating monkey brains can actually give you monkey brains. It can destroy. If you eat monkey brains, it'll deteriorate your brain.
Well,
right?
I didn't say it was good for you. I'm just saying that you could eat it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's not legitimately a thing, though. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's not like horse in France, where you can get it everywhere.
I'm not saying you can get it today.
It seems like there's one place in the world where they're serving it to people and it's killing them, and they're going yeah, it's a delicacy. Good luck trying that.
No, I'm not saying you can get monkey brains today. I'm saying that you could have at one time. It was a thing. I'm not seeing anything where it's letting me edit the list.
Yeah, no, this is simply untrue. Eating live monkey brains is a myth. No one has ever been able to photograph it.
Wait, here we go. Edit.
Yeah.
While we're filling.
So monkey brains seems to be a myth, but it seems good. The only source is some account of somebody in the 1600s doing it. So I'd have to go with
Temple of Doom was a prequel. Don't forget that. That was a prequel.
That wasn't the 1600s though.
No, it wasn't. But that was also confusing.
There is a sweet thing though. There's something on the internet where there's a guy who they have them. They say that they go into a shop and they have it look like it's someplace in the Woon area of China, and they're like, yeah, this is where you could do it. And there's a picture of a noodle dish, and they're like, yeah, the guy just he hangs the monkey upside down, cuts the head open, and it plops it to the plate. This is what it looks like. It's definitely a noodle stew, you see. But yeah, so I think we're okay with saying that. I think we're myth busting here. I think we might need some myth busting.
I don't know. I think it is a thing. I'm still a believer that it was a thing at one time.
I don't even think I could say that comment. That just seems ridiculous. That seems absolutely ridiculous.
I was able to add our character, but there will be the extra left behind because I can't remove.
That's fine. That's very fine. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with Shang-Chi characters because of the movie. I think a lot of people got a chance to see it now. We're going to go with some. I think we're getting a Shang-Chi 2, which should be pretty fun. There's some characters here we hope show up. And actually, we tried to
these are all comics. These are characters from the comics, not from the movie. So we're not spoiling the movie by doing this.
And we're hoping that we're expanding, we're going across everywhere. I think we even threw in some Max comics, right? Marvel Max.
Hopefully, possibly
characters from Marvel Max.
I knew we threw an Iron Fist in there because it just makes sense to tie those together.
I can't even see who I'm picking at this point. I picked the wrong person that's not there anymore. All right, first off, let's start off with the big bad. Wait a minute. This is not what I put down on the list. This is supposed to be Devil Dr. Daddy.
Oh, AKA, Devil Dr. Daddy, not Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
No, Devil Dr. Daddy, a.k.a. Zu, aka Fu Manchu.
Zheng Zu,
Zheng Zu, Fu Manchu. So he's had a lot of names, including Devil Dr. Daddy. We obviously saw him. He's in the movies.
What did they call him in the movie? They call him Wenwu.
Wenwu in the movie. Yep.
Or Wenwu.
So he's got another name. I think they should have just had on the back of one of his robes. He should have just had Devil Dr. Daddy on it. I think that would have been hilarious. He's great.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen Aquafina deliver that line, though. Devil Dr. Daddy.
Obviously he kind of is like not a bad guy, but a bad guy, right? Like he starts a group to try to fight another group, but then they're pretty much fighting what is it? M16? What? Not M16. What's the M13? What's the special forces?
And the MI13?
MI13, yeah, MI13 group. Him and his brother. Actually, his brother dies. I think that kind of turns him a little bit darker too, which isn't the best idea, the best way to go. So, and he has like 1,000 kids too, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
He's got like 1,000. I mean, he's got kids on top of kids. I think he's definitely
like Ego. He's like Kurt Russell's Ego in Guardians.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think he's like an A tier character, just because of how much he has to do in like plots of vision.
I mean, he's a big bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to argue with that with the A. I mean, we'll let the chat weigh in as well. But Zheng Zu in the comics is Wenwu in the movie, Fu Manchu in the older comics. Whatever you want to consider it, it's all kind of the same character. So we at least got to give him an A.
Since we brought him up, let's bring up his brother, Zheng Yi, which probably I think the only thing that makes him good is that he died, which caused the schism and
he got set wheels in motion.
Devil Dr. Daddy to go bad. So C or D, I think we got to go there. I don't know what the chat thinks.
Yeah, I'm not going to go D. I'm going to give you C. Just out of respect, you get off kind of early. I'm not going to hold that against you for having a short career.
It feels good. I'm going to try to get rid of some of these so I can move through the line faster. All right.
Yeah, delete them as you go. Delete them as you go.
Let's see. Okay, we could get into this group. So this is kind of a group thing. We'll go through this whole group. I actually like this one, and she's on the cover. Sister Hammer. I think she's got a lot of potential. She's in the new comics. She's coming out, and I think she's starting the 2000 series. She actually shows up. I think the second print has her on the cover of the 2000 series as a sketch. It's part of.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Don't worry.
Yeah. They're all part of a group. It's more than one of them. We decided to split the group up. The group.
Show them the group. What you
deadly
got?
weapons. I already erased it.
Oh, you erased it already.
Deadly weapons. Yeah. The 5 deadly weapons. So it's like the hammer. I think she, out of the 5 deadly weapons, is probably it's between her and Sabre, but she's probably A-ish tier, B-ish, maybe B-ish. They haven't got enough in on her yet. I think we have to go.
I think just not having enough, it kind of holds her back from getting A, but she is up there. She's definitely tops of the weapons for me. Like she's up there.
Throw her in on the B squad.
Throw in the B for now, with a possibility for a bump.
Next up is Brother Staff, D.
Yeah, I liked him, but he just didn't last long enough to.
Yeah, he's quick dead. Nothing good about him. D squad.
But he served his purpose.
Yeah, to be dead, to be killed.
Well, it wasn't just like his passing, as because he was the de facto leader. But then Sister Hammer was trying to take over. And then when she did, she still didn't get the call to be.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Brother Sabre. I think you got to put him either. He's got to be in B. He's got to be with him.
Yeah, I'm with B. I'm going to be with the.
All right, B him
Sabre.
up.
I'll put him right close to a Hammer.
And then I got to go next one because I messed up. And then Sister Dagger, who I think's got a lot of cool potential to her, but I think still has to be kind of probably in the C currently. I don't think she's quite.
Yeah, she's got to get fleshed out a little more, probably, because she showing up more in like the newer, I guess, run.
Sister Hammer, you better watch what you say. Sister Hammer's a BA, dude. She's gonna take that.
See, I kind of felt like his sister in the movie was kind of close to Dagger here, but I guess it really wasn't.
She's a combination of Dagger, and there was another character that she's a combination of.
From the older days.
Books. And we're gonna get into some of the older stuff too. I just wanted to pop out some of the newer stuff there. All right, so that gives us, is that the 5? Because you get Shang Chi too. So All right. Now let's go back to some of the older stuff. Let's go back to some of the older stuff. This character is the first guy I put on the list. And And actually, he's a G.I. Joe character too. Blackjack Tarr.
G.I. Joe character.
Yeah, he shows up in G.I. Joe a couple times. I actually think they have an action figure.
Barry Hama brought him in, huh?
Yeah, he's a crossover character.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and he shows up a ton. Okay, first off, this is like Shang-Chi's like MI16 buddy. He's in. I mean, he must make hundreds of appearances. Like all through Master of Kung Fu. He's always everywhere.
Yeah.
I think he's vitally important, and I wouldn't be surprised. I liked him as a character. Plus, he's got a sweet mustache.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, sweet mustache. He's got great curl. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, got
that nice hair. Yeah, and he's wearing a turtleneck or a dickie or whatever they call him. So
yeah, he's got the Archer black turtleneck rocking.
That is he's the greasier version of Archer.
He's the fish and chips version of Archer.
He is. He's the fish and chips.
So you got the newspaper grease.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's him. I'm torn between A and B on him, to be honest with you. I think he's just that. I think the G.I. Joe gives him the bump, right? Like he crossed over.
I think I was kind of in that B-ish kind of B+ range because again, he did have a big role in that old school book.
He was throughout, though. He wasn't just in the old school book.
I mean, we're making fun of him because you look at the character now. Yeah, it might not play well because this is a character from the 70s. Like, you got to remember that. Like, if you watch Enter the Dragon, like the way, like, what the heck was his name?
They fixed him up a little bit too. He doesn't look the same.
No. But I like the idea of him showing up too. Like, I like the idea.
I think he'll show up.
In.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like if we can break, because I'm like when you brought up MI13, if we can bring in like Pete Wisdom and Captain Britain, MI13, I would love that series.
I think they are. Well, no, but I think they're going to bring in MI13 to introduce him as this. You get Blackjack in here because there's another character we're going to show you in a minute who actually is one of Zheng Zu's like.
Yeah, you sold me. I know, Joe. You're trying to push us onto the D for Jack Tarr, but I
Sister Sledgehammer. But here, so then we'll talk about this other character because it's hard to talk about one without talking about the other. So we'll explain the story of it. This character, Denis Nyland Smith, who I hate. I always thought he'd make it. I always reading Master of Kung Fu. I actually thought he was going to turn out. So he's pretty much the arch nemesis of Zheng Zu, or what did I call him? Devil Daddy Dog.
He looks like he was the bad guy in Return of the Dragon. The Chuck Norris Bruce Lee movie, like he was the one who was trying to buy their restaurant. And
so he actually does go after Shang-Chi a little bit. Maybe that's why. But why he does is because he's the arch nemesis of his dad, and he's a detective that works in hand with MI13, and that's how Black Tarr and Shang-Chi meet is through this guy. But I always thought he was going to betray him. I always thought it was going to be the double cross, and it never was. And by the way, he doesn't look so bad here, but if you see him in the comics, his eyes are a little bit more. See how he's got the.
He looks a little shiftier. He does. Like some of the pictures, he has like like a Christopher Lee kind of like Saruman, Count Dooku kind of.
They make that mustache a little bit more shifty sometimes. But I mean, he also was just a vehicle, like for an arch nemesis for one of the baddest baddies. He didn't do much. Like he was just assigning people. So I don't mind him in the C category. And plus he didn't backstab him. I would have liked if he would backstab. If he backstabbed somebody, A category. Didn't backstab me, C.
Yeah, he had no teeth.
Yeah. You gotta come with something.
Yeah. Too watered down vanilla.
Speaking of friends and whatever of Shang-Chi, the cat. Which I don't know if we'll see the cat, but I figured we might. He's a friend, a partner. He helped out a little bit. When he actually was fighting other characters, brothers and sisters that were sent after him by his dad, the cat helped him out a little bit. If they turn this into a buddy thing, which is probably an option they might bring up the cat. But honestly, D at best.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might like him better. I mean, he was around.
I like him a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of hard to argue that.
Bring him back. I mean,
I'm tops at C. Like, I'm not going higher than C.
Well, remember, he's an early guy that they keep bringing back every once in a while. But like, I don't ever think I'm going like, oh yeah, they brought that character back. I hope they do something interesting with him. I always am like, oh okay, they brought him back.
They brought back.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. All right. Yeah. I feel you. I'm there. Like I said, I was C tops, but yeah.
All right. Next up, there's a guy that has a lot to do in this, and I I actually wanted to do him in the C list, but he's not C list. I do think he's an underappreciated character, and I hope eventually
you're talking about now.
I hope eventually they bring him back and do a real good job. I think he's better than like some characters that they have out there as villains in Marvel, and he can cross a lot of spectrums.
Dormammu.
I like Dormammu. No. Hey, what's going on, Tiger Fett? I like Dormammu. Obviously, he's S tier. Even with
it's weird for in this universe, though. It's kind of like a weird connection.
So we're gonna spoil something at the end of the movie. You see something, and they say now it's kind of opened up other dimensions.
Yeah.
As soon as it did that, I know people were saying like, "Well, maybe this is finally the Fang Fu Fiend that was rumored that I don't believe is true, and that has been proven wrong for a long time." No, I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to be Dormammu. I think they're going to have to do something with Dormammu.
You think?
Yeah, and hopefully it brings in Dormammu.
Oh, now, I'm not saying that we won't see Dormammu get pulled in because of the mystical connection. I mean, we got Wong, we got Doctor Strange, we got Multiverse of Madness. I can see that kind of being pulled in, but that the bit you were talking about in that little, again, that's all right. I'm not trying to ruin anything, but
yeah,
in that little scene, the beacon thing, like I felt like that was in this universe.
Yeah,
even though they're talking about other universes.
I thought it was another universe that was opening up into this universe, and that's where I think the Dormammu hookup is. And Dormammu has had a lot of stuff going on in the. I know you brought up Wong and all that, but he actually has a lot to do in the Shang Chi area too, with some of the mystical speeches and going through areas like that too. People forget that. Actually, I think dropping in Fing Fang Foom would have had to be through a Dormammu type situation if they ever do that, which I'm not saying they're going to, but that's a way they could do it. But there's also other stuff like when they get to the Zhang army, and like there's a bunch of other stuff that they could do. Like you do have Wu, you do have Wong training the Abomination. Is that because they're going to do a crossover with Doc Strange into Shang-Chi? Or is that because Wong knows something's going on with Dormammu, and that's going to be the connection going back and forth? Either way, I think Dormammu as a whole is an S tier character, especially in this list.
It is. It's kind of tough. I think it's just because, like again, I'm not going to argue he's not an S tier character because he pretty much is. The tough bit about it is he doesn't have a long history in the Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu type universe.
Yeah, it's like
you know
in
what I mean.
the
So
middle.
that's why it kind of feels like, oh, well, just because we threw Doctor Doom in, like, and we're gonna get, it has that kind of vibe. It's only thing that gives me reservation.
Fair enough. All right, next up we are going with. Should we do some more teams or weird character? You know what? Since we went with that, let's go with teams.
Yes.
Son of the Tigers. Yes, Son of the Tigers. I mean, like black and white back in the day. Son of the Tigers is awesome. They actually show up a bunch in the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. I can't remember what the three guys' names are. They're absolutely amazing in this picture, and they're absolutely trash.
No?
Can anybody save them from the trash?
Really argue. These guys are kind of goofy to me. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, to the Family Matters universe with Steve Urkel. Good. Yeah, I think that's kind of. I mean, it is what it is. They are what they are. I just love. They definitely represent the time and era where they were doing it. It was like a lot of their. They showed up in a lot of the. Well, Bruce Lee had just died, so they'd shown up in a lot of the like post Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee storyline stuff that was shared with Shang-Chi, because a lot of the like Deadly Hands had both in it, and that was one of the characters from it. For one of the groups of characters from it.
And how cheesy is that, though? That they kind of even gave them that kind of. I know it's just the color scheme with the yellow and black, but it's almost like they're just ripping off of completely just the. Like Enter the Dragon.
Yeah,
I can't.
Enter the Dragon.
Still can't think of their names. Like the two other dudes. You had.
No, that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
And then the other guy, the white guy. I can't remember what his name was in Enter the Dragon.
No, that's 100%. But either way, they
had the yellow uniform. Whatever reason, those two had yellow uniforms.
They have converted those guys, the Tigers, kind of into the deadly weapons. You know, I mean, the 5 deadly weapons. So it's kind of like the same type of thing, but better. Except for apparently people don't like Sister Hammer. Apparently they are not intrigued by Sister Hammer at all.
I just think she's not the most attractive of the weapons.
Maybe. Speaking of Dormammu and weird stuff that shows up, there's also in teams. There's also the
hey, we got zombies.
Zheng, which is I can actually see. I can see. Is that how it's pronounced? Jiangshi?
I don't know. So I'm going with
Jiangshi. Okay, Jiangshi. I could also see the Jiangshi showing up because it's an army of death. And actually, funny. Technically,
were they led by Jet Li in the 3rd Mummy movie?
They were not, but one of his girlfriends was part of the Zheng Yi. One of Shang-Chi's girlfriends were part of Zheng Yi. And this might play into what happens if they bring the dad back as a dead dad. So I still they are, but I'll accept trash. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, they are as bad as it looks, but you know it ties into some weird stuff. I don't know, zombies.
Hey, I don't think he was saying they're bad as it look. I think that was ass. They are badass looking.
Oh yeah. Well, it also opens up the door to nobody ever dies in Marvel, at least in this feature. I don't know, man. You can kind of put him. The relevance of him is only important because his girlfriend.
I'm just going here with them.
Okay,
they're not garbage.
Trash. They're close. They're close as it gets.
I think they could do something with them. Like it could be a whole thing if they wanted to. They could.
They wanted to.
If they
here's an interesting bad guy, and the only reason you don't get a lot out of King Wild Man because he's kind of a newer character. But what I do like is that he's got the claw hands, and
plus he's got a cool name, King Wild Man.
Yeah, but he's newer too. He is. Yeah, he's newer too. So I think we can. He might be somebody in the gallery of rogues, but I think we got to keep him in D or C right now. He looks like.
Oh, really? I was going to give him B just for
B?
potential.
All right,
potential.
I was saying C for potential, but like because he has potential. Okay, we can put him in there. I think he's been in like 3 books, but 2 books maybe. All right,
I don't know.
We're going wild. We're going wild with it. Okay, so now that we did that, I want to see. I know this is one of your personal favorites, Kogar.
Trapjaw. Yes, I like Trapjaw.
You know what the sad part is? Like he actually, who is the blade guy?
Razer Fist.
Razer Fist. In the old school comics, he was the equivalent. I know you said Trapjaw because he put more than the knife up there, but that was it. Like the first thing he did was put a knife on his thing, or
well, it's also the
sword.
Yeah,
but he does have other attachments. He's also missing an eye and has like a mohawk top hop.
Yeah, he's kind of dope. Top knot kind of thing.
He does look like he belongs in Masters of the Universe. I don't think you could put him.
He's like Ninja.
You
take Ninja and mix him with Trapjaw, you get Kogar. Even the name Kogar is like a Masters of the Universe name.
It is. Yeah, can't go wrong. I want to
have a shirt.
I think we can't put him any lower than B if you put in Claw Hands King into the area. So I think we have to put him. Yeah, and no shirt. He's just got the wrap around like the studs like we have.
The suspenders. It's the things they try to give Karrion Kross to make him look tough, and he just looks ridiculous on Raw.
I don't know. Okay,
no, I'm talking current WWE.
B it is. All right.
Fine, I'll give you that one. I was only in the C range with Kogar, but if we got a bump, I'll give him a bump.
Next up is Skull Crusher, and the only thing I don't like about Skull Crusher is his name. He is okay. So he almost skull crushed Shang Chi, but he's a good guy. This is probably the best picture of him. He looks really old later on in the stuff. But yeah, Skull Crusher. I mean,
swinging the balls.
Yeah, he'll hit you. He'll crush your head. Mainly the Jiangshi or whatever. But like, I mean, he'll go after a couple other guys. There's that one army that they always use, that the dad always used. It was like the foot soldiers for the Ninja Turtles. He beat a lot of those guys up. He crushed their heads.
That was the hand. That was the hand. Daredevil.
No.
I know, but I'm saying Daredevil.
Same thing. Yeah, it was the hand thing too.
The hand. No, the foot was making fun of the hand.
Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying, but yeah, they had an organization that's like the foot or the hand. See, yeah, see,
I'm gonna see with Skull Crusher.
Skull Crusher would be such a good name for a bad guy, and he turned out to be a good guy, which is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the name doesn't fit it.
His name should be Top Hat. All right, that's a good one.
Fez. Let's call him
Midnight
Fez.
Sun. So this is a son of Zheng Zu, but it's not an actual son. Actually, it's not a son at all. It's just some dude that he found on the streets that he calls his son.
Dude, isn't this the same dude who was in Silver Surfer?
Yes.
That's what always threw me off because he had those weird floaty plates. And then now I see him here, and they made his purple hat and cape like brown. Like, oh, now he's like detective style because it's brown. But when it was purple, he's cosmic. So it kind of threw me off a little bit.
It does look like that, but then no.
In Silver Surfer.
That's not the case. That is not the case. He's not the Silver Surfer or the other Midnight guy. No, he is Midnight Sun. He is a
he looks just like him.
No, he's a kid. What is it called? An orphan from Africa, who Zheng Zu takes under his wing and makes him into an assassin.
It's just coincidence. They both have capes and and fedoras.
Yes,
in a all black like getup.
This is actually the newer version of him. That's not what the older version looks like so much. He actually had a huge cape, like a Moon Knight cape originally.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to tell you. I think as far as brothers go, he's C.
See,
he's got 15 brothers, man, and this one's not even a real brother.
That's why I'm not too much of a fan.
Well, yeah, okay. I wouldn't complain with D. Okay.
What do you guys think?
High
Marshall
and tight.
Bravestar villain.
They're still making jokes about the
Bravestar villain.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Yeah, he does look like Bravestar villain. Yeah, I mean, I don't look, man. I'm not sold on him either way. So we'll leave him in D if somebody wants to move him up. Yeah, give him a C. He didn't have that stupid. Yeah, if he didn't have the. Well, okay. So when he first shows up, he doesn't have the stupid ass fedora. That's a newer.
All right, fine.
And his case more like he got a knockoff Moon Knight.
Fine, Joe. We'll
go wrong with that. I mean,
I don't feel that strongly about it. I could have sworn if it was, I'd be happier with the bump if it was the same guy as Silver Surfer.
Where's the other brother? Well, since we already did one of these, we'll do the opposite of him. Razer Fist, who is like 3 different people.
Yeah, there's a couple of well, actually, yeah, there's multiple.
There's one Razer Fist, and there's 2 brothers who are Razer Fist, and then one brother. There's 2 brothers who got in a car accident, right? And did they lose opposite hands? No, they lost the same hand. I think they both lost right hands. And then Shang Chi and Cat, doesn't one of them kill one of the brothers, and the other brother is alive and captured, but then loses hands, and then he becomes 2-handed Razer Fist.
Yeah, because like original Razer Fist was like in the earlier part of the run, like in the 45 or something like that. And then
he was just a card knockout.
Then the brothers came back later. It was like 106. It was like the second. It was near the end. It was near the end of the original Master Kung Fu run.
When you take it off, it's a suction hose.
See, you put a cork on the end of the blade to make sure you don't hurt yourself, and then you somehow fasten the paper to the cork.
I gotta say,
very careful.
The story's completely stupid with the 2 brothers.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I got to put him in D.
Where are you putting him?
D. Yeah. You can move. I mean, you can do whatever, but
I was just at C because it's Razer Fist. He at least got to be adapted over Fedora here.
No, fair enough.
Fedora.
Fair enough. Yeah. A cork and a roll. Step up. Very good.
Yeah,
all right.
The whole roll. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Q-tip attachment. There you go. Thank you, Tiger Fett. All right, next up. Where was the other brother? We got to have another. No, we don't. All right. But here we go.
Did we run out of brothers?
We ran out of brothers. We didn't use the other brothers. Okay, Dark Strider. This is one of my favorite. Dark Strider. This isn't the best picture of him, but he reminds me of the guy. They copied the Mortal Kombat guy that starts with the G. What's his name?
Goro, but they gave
Goro.
him this guy has like 6 arms. It looks like.
How many arms does Goro have? 6, right?
Does he have 6? I thought he had 4. Like
No,
forearm from Liefeld. Or Goro. Yeah, Goro I guess does have 6.
He's got 6.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, they're forearm because of forearm.
He's last of the title. He was around in the 80s. He's around in the thousands. I would like to see this guy on the silver screen. He's kind of BA. Oh, and look at who's behind him. Razor Butt Wiper or whatever his name is, which is kind of fun. I have him in the C category, maybe B if we get lucky, but I think he's really good. Spider
C's
Goro.
getting pretty full.
Huh.
C is going to the row 2.
Spider Goro is right. That's exactly who he is. Yeah. Are we giving him a B or C, guys? What are we doing?
I give him a C.
All right.
You want guys, bump him up with the Morpheus collar. If the Morpheus collar does it for you.
No, but he's
Not
got
Morpheus,
the spider thing going too.
Morbius.
No, he's right.
Not
He's got the spider
Morbius.
thing going too. I don't know. All right, who do we have down here? It is another brother. Moving Shadow. So this is actually Devil Dr. Daddy just went out and started like just having kids, right?
Well, he's been around forever. It's going to happen.
Yeah, true, valid point. So like he had a bunch of daughters, but besides that, and I think actually Sister Sledge is one of his daughters. But
I thought that was a band.
oh, Sister Sledgehammer? Sledgehammer? That's what we're calling her, Sister Sledge now, isn't it? Sister
I
Hammer.
thought Sister Sledge was a band.
One of the Deadly Five is.
I'm not saying it's not a character too. I'm just saying when I hear the name, like it reminds me of something. Something in my head is dinging.
But Moving Shadow is actually a half brother of Shang Chi, and there's like part of the Max series. The whole thing pretty much is them getting in a fight, and that the dad literally got so mad that Shang Chi rejected him that the first thing he did was impregnate a woman so that he could have a kid. And then while he waited for that kid, he went and kidnapped Midnight Sun and trained Midnight Sun in the meantime to fight Shang-Chi till the Shadow was old enough to fight Shang-Chi. See.
Yep. Convoluted is right. I'm fine with that. And again, I had to make a call like on a lot of these characters. They not only have like these, they're like Moving Shadow name. They also have like they're like Chinese.
Oh, there's like 15 names. Yeah.
So it's like I tried to pick a name that could help us just kind of get through this.
That's not a cliff. That's facial hair. And by the way, some of the pictures of him is just like shadow, like smoke because he comes in smoke. Hey, whatever. Anyways,
Moving Shadow.
We're done. We're done with that guy. Moving him off the list.
Got a couple left because some of the ones at the bottom are not in play.
Okay, I think I moved all the ones that not. All right, so now since we did other teams,
on my list.
Daughter of the Dragons. I think this is 2 people we would hope would show up in here. They do have a lot to do with it. He teams up a ton with them, especially considering Shang-Chi's got hero for hire ties. The Daughter of the Dragons, for those who don't know, is Wig and geez, why am I mind blanking on the other one?
You said Wig.
What did I say?
You said
what's their names? What's their names?
Oh, it's
Colleen Wing and
Colleen Wing and is it Mercedes? Something? No, or is that the actress's name?
Anyways, Daughter of the Dragons.
Oh, now I got me drawing a blank.
Yeah, now we're gonna be fooling around. Daughter of Dragons. Where do we have Daughter of Dragons? Got to be B, right? As far as team up go.
Oh yeah, dude, that was one of the best episodes of Iron Fist. Was the Daughters of the Dragon like kind of episode? I really wish they would have spun off on that Netflix show. And
Misty Knight. That's it. Thank you very much, Tiger.
Misty Knight. There you go. But I think the actress's name is Mercedes, which kind of threw me off. There's Jessica Henwick, who I still think could play a lot of superhero characters, would be great to come back as Colleen Wing.
Either way, I think it's B or A. A? Are we going A?
I can go A. I'm a fan, actually.
It looks like Ashley's an A fan, too. We'll put her in A. Somebody complains, we'll pull them back down to B. They're A people. All right. We're blowing through this. Cool.
Yeah, we only got a couple left. Because, again, we're not doing Wong.
Who is Wu Rashi? Wait,
this
which one
is the Pirate Queen Iron Fist.
Pirate Queen Iron Fist, yes.
Yes. She will come into play later. This is who I thought was gonna. I thought either Michelle Yeoh was gonna be her or his mom was gonna be.
All right,
her.
guys. So you want to hear some behind the
yellow green? Like before the movie came out. Like
you want to hear some funny stuff? I go, yo, add Iron Fan, Lady Iron Fan to the list.
Oh, you wrote Lady Iron Fist, so I'm like, okay.
Did I?
Autocorrect
that shit. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. This is what you wrote, so that's why I was like, okay.
Oh, that's why I don't know. Yeah, so I won't argue if we should do Lady Iron Fist. They'll let Pete argue that one because I thought this was going to be Iron Fan. I have Lady Iron Fist in the C department. I had Lady Iron Fan in the B department.
I thought she was going to be one of the characters in the movie, but I still think there's a way you could tie this in. You could still tie in the Iron Fist mythos with Shang Chi eventually.
I think I'm going up to B because Zaggy got it right. Yar, we got pirates. Put it in B. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
She's a cool character on her own. Like, I know she doesn't really fit. She's only in here by accident.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an accident, but she made it either way.
Hey, Dormammu's our lone S up here.
Okay. Well, we can fix that right now. Shang-Chi.
You want to do it now?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a gimme, right?
Yeah. That's Tarr. He's the
I gotta throw him. I gotta give him 2 stages to get up there.
All right.
It's kind of tough to.
All right, and then who do I have left? I already did her, and then I've got Delilah Wang
and Leiko. You got Leiko Wong and Delilah.
I don't have
Wang.
them in here, so I don't have Leiko Wong.
Yeah, you just had her up.
No, I didn't. Oh, I just
with the yellow jacket.
She ain't here anymore. I erased
her.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go with Delilah.
You deleted her. She was there.
We're gonna go with Delilah Wang, who happens to be. So her grandmother is kind of more important. Her grandmother knows like a lot about it, but she might be the up and coming girlfriend and love interest of Shang. They actually go out to dinner, and her grandma had tried to warn her about Shang-Chi, and she's like, "No, but I should still give him a chance." But it looks like she might be. A lot of his love interests have a lot to play in it, and usually they die not well. So it should be pretty fun to see what she has to do. I think we have her in C for potential, right? D for actual character right now.
Yeah, I could be on board with that. So for now, we'll let her just be. We'll just let her be.
No, get her C. Oh, all right.
All right.
No, she's a good character. No, she's a good character. I don't know.
She could be.
Put her D. D.
I did like that they did
D
that
because she's gonna die. Yeah, she is gonna die. He's right. He's right. She didn't die yet, but she's gonna die. Okay,
gonna die. I mean,
she's gonna die. He's got a point. Put her D. She's gonna die. She's gonna die.
Limited refrigerator. Yeah, I guess that's what's gonna happen. But I did like they didn't go that cheap route and give us a love interest in the first movie. You know what I mean? I like that they actually just had a friendship as part of the story.
Speaking of people that died, isn't this other one the girlfriend that died? I think so. What's her other name? Yeah.
Leiko?
Yeah.
That's the one I re-added. I re-added.
Leiko Wu.
Yeah. This one. No, did she die?
Isn't she the one that turned into the Isn't she the one that turned into the what were those things called?
The Jiangshi? Jiangshi?
Yeah, and isn't she the one who's Sabre's brother? Is her girlfriend?
Yeah, now
she's the one who's Sabre's girlfriend, right? If she didn't die, I thought Moon Knight's son wiped her off the face of the earth, maybe.
I can't remember now.
And then didn't he bring? Yeah, she died, and they brought her back. It was Sabre's brother, Sabre's girlfriend. Brother Sabre's
mother's uncle's former.
Okay. Brother Sabre's girlfriend who got killed and then went out to lunch on a date after she came back from death from Midnight Sun, who's not actually the son of Zheng Zu. We got the family tree. Look it. Call it Ancestry. We're Ancestry.com at this point, right?
So it's like the in Grimold Place, we got the tree done. We got the whole, family tree up on the wall.
Yeah. And then she came back, but then she wanted to take him out gelato to prove that she was back, even though I think she's dead. She might be like
right now.
The Zheng Zu. Yeah, I think you got to put her there with. Yeah,
I put her down.
Okay. And then who else is down there that we didn't?
The extras
the
is Five Weapons Society and Wong.
Yeah, the Five Weapons Society. Well, no, I didn't want Wong. I wanted Wang.
Just so you guys know, this guy can't type, and then autocorrect gives him all kinds of weird words, and I got to be who.
The autocorrect just goes. I'm just like I handwrite it out, right? I handwrite a list out. Here it is. It's spelled properly on the list, handwritten. Okay, and then you're like, I'm typing it out, and I'm not watching.
What was typed out was like Delilah Wang, I'm like, Delilah Wong.
Usually
And I
I'm
said, you mean
yelling at
Wong?
kids.
You said, yeah. I'm like, all right, Wong. He
Well,
was
I'm in
the
a
movie. I
meeting.
thought
I'm in
you
a
were
meeting.
okay.
You wait, and I'm in meetings, and I'm like, they're in the meetings, and they're like, "Hey, Marco, we need you to
I'm just
present
saying.
something to these people. Could you tell them how big of morons they are?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And my phone just goes ding, ding, ding. It's Pete's like, "Did you mean Wong?" And I was like, "Yeah, Wong."
You
Wait,
typed Wong.
whatever.
Wong was in the movie. Dormammu's on the list. I'm like, okay, we'll put Wong in here.
Like, okay, whatever. I just say yes to everything at that point because you know how it goes. Whenever you're yelling at somebody, a group of morons, your phone's going off because you didn't put it on silent, and then I'm like, yeah, just whatever you gotta do to get it to stop.
We only got one trash.
Yeah,
the poor sons of the tiger, all by themselves in the garbage bin.
I think that's fair though. We didn't have. I mean, I don't know. You could have maybe.
It is a little bottom heavy when you look at it because a lot of
maybe
C's
could
and
have
D's.
made some C's to trash. Maybe you know. You know what? You know who we missed? Ruben.
That's a big jump. Yeah. Ruben would have been strong with some of the calls on. No, that guy's garbage. We got some hot fire.
All right. Well, we'll have Ruben comment on some of these, and hopefully he'll come back and push it up. This is what you guys voted for. Next week, I think because everybody should be cut up on Y the Last Man, we're probably gonna do Y independent. Maybe do an independent.
Yeah, we might expand a little bit for Brian K. Vaughan a little bit.
We should do that, or we should do Silver Surfer, or what was the other choice? What was the 3 choices this week?
Oh, the 3 choice was Venom or Venom 2, but we still have a little bit of time. We
can do all 3.
At least another week before we have to worry about that.
Okay, well then it's going to be Y and Venom then, so we won't put up a thing. Okay, hopefully that works for everybody. Watch Y the Last Man 2. We'll get into it a little bit later, but for now, what is our next Sego?
Whatever you want to do next.
Whatever
we want to do next. We got C list. We got top 5. We still have What If. And we have I got that Hasbro thing too.
Let's do you run through Hasbro.
We're already an hour and a half in, so
run through Hasbro in 5 minutes. Then I'll run through the C list, and then you can we'll do our little switchies.
It just in the way we just discussed that is code for he's gonna go pee, and then when he's done, when he does his segment, I'm gonna go pee because I can't help but keep drinking. But yes, I will do the Hasbro thing because I was checking out the it was a Marvel Legends. It was like First Mondays or something like that. But they did go through some of the figures that they're going to be releasing in the next couple of months. So I thought they were kind of cool. So I'm going to throw them up here for us to check out. Let's see if I get this going here. Gotta share the screen. There, Hasbro Pulse. No, we don't want it that way. There we go. Hasbro Pulse. So I looked at this one because I know we won the Star Wars show that we do on Sundays. We sometimes do the Hasbro Pulse things and we make fun of Bartles and James, which I'm sure you guys have heard. But these 3 that actually cover the Marvel Legends side of things, I like these guys. Like, these guys aren't bad. Like, these 3 work together well as a team. I was interested in the things they had to say. They were showing off actual toys and talking about things that I was actually interested in. So the actual presentation for Marvel Legends, I enjoy much more than the Star Wars, which, I don't know, for whatever reason, they just seem to miss. But they kind of started off talking about it's basically a Kickstarter, right? It's like the crowd-funded Galactus. Like, they want to make this big-ass Galactus figure, and they kept adding all these tier listing things like, if we hit these mark, well, I'm going to add in another Herald. So you get Silver Surfer, you get a Nova, Frankie Ray Nova. They just added Morg. And they're adding all these things because it's like a $400 piece. Like, this thing is huge, and it's awesome. Like, this thing is badass. I wish I could buy it, but I just can't justify it. I tried to convince my wife it was a good idea. I was like, it's $400. She said no. So I cannot get this thing. But if you look at the scale, like, that little Reed Richards down below is your normal 6-inch fig. Like, that's your regular fig. So this guy is like 3.5 feet tall. Like, this thing is ridiculous. This thing is a beast. It lights up. It's got LEDs in it. It is awesome. But yeah, you look at the regular figs, it's ridiculous. So I get it, but price is really restrictive for me. But apparently they hit some other mile marker where they actually unlocked a Doom head. So you get a Doom-headed Galactus, which is also kind of cool. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It is pretty cool because you can swap out the heads and the faces for this thing. So I mean that was kind of interesting that they kind of shared that they hit that milestone. So if you did buy this figure or did put money into it, you're gonna get that extra Doom head. And then the other big figure that they also talked a little bit about, and they shared the box art, which again that's a pretty cool box. I think that's Silvestri. Maybe that's Silvestri art. I'm not sure who actually did the art on this, but this is another huge figure. This is a Sentinel, which again, these huge figures, and then they add the extras. You got the extra heads, you get the Master Mold head, you get a battle damage head, and a couple of you got Prime Sentinel, and then a little Bastion figure down below as well. So it's kind of cool. They give you these little extras, but if you don't open the box, you're not going to see those little figures, which kind of stinks. But if you do open it and you have a place to display it, these things would be cool. I mean, 26. I think this is 26.3 inches. This Sentinel.
Did you see how this lit up?
This, yeah, all this, like just like the Galactus lit up too. It's just awesome. But
Badass.
These things are just so expensive, though.
How much is it?
I don't know how much the Sentinel is, but Galactus is like $400.
Oh, get lot. No, sir.
But he's like 3.5 feet tall.
Okay, you can make him 6 feet tall and still ain't paying $400 for him.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's a cool figure. It's definitely a cool figure. I like this set, but this is also a little pricey. Usually these 3-packs are like $50. Like when you get them in the store, this one's like 60 something. But I kind of like it. Captain Britain, Shadowcat, Megan, you get a nice little Excalibur set.
Why does Megan look fucking crazy? Right? What the fuck's with her hair?
That's what her hair looks like, though.
That's not what her hair
drawn.
looks like.
That's how they drew her.
One time, so this is what she looks like now?
It wasn't just one time. They drew
oh my god, that sword looks terrible.
All right. I don't know. Well, I like the little Lockheed. It's kind of cool.
I like Lockheed, and yeah, Night Shadow. Great job. And actually, they did a great job on Captain Britain as a fig.
Yeah. Yeah, the sword, now that I'm looking at it, it is a little bit opaque. Like, it's almost like,
weird.
It looks like a little
like flat and opaque, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
Then they did some troop builder stuff. They were actually speaking to, like, troop builders, but in the Marvel side of things.
Everybody goes, you get Lockheed. Yeah. That's why did they just come out with that? It's $65. It's not worth it. Okay.
Yeah. So they had these shield sets, so you can just buy these rando, shield figures. Bunch of guns.
Like, is anybody actually really excited about Shield? Like they kept saying, like not just them, but Marvel as a whole now has been pushing this narrative that like Shield's the greatest because I guess the TV show did pretty good. Like
it did a while ago, but now it's an alternate. There are variants now, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not sure Shield's like the way to go with this. I don't know.
But I mean, if you're a troop builder, this is kind of cool. Like you can buy, you get a couple of figures,
Yeah.
various heads that you can give them. You can mix things up with different weapons and different hands. I'm not a troop builder, so this doesn't appeal to me. But if I were, Milky Sword, there you go. It is a little bit of a milky kind of look. But if I was a troop builder, this kind of thing would appeal to me.
Yeah, it gives a lot of cool packs there too. That's kind of
it gives you options. It gives you options to kind of mix things up. They're giving you a lot of accessories and weapons. And they're also giving you scrolls. So if you want to troop build a scroll army,
cool. That's kind of cool.
They give you, you get a couple of heads, you get a couple different guns. It's not as much as the shield, but it's only one figure. But getting a couple of guns, a couple of heads, and scrolls. They, not to be a anti-scroll, but they all do kind of look the same. They have the same.
Oh, that's why you can't tell the difference between different scrolls. Come on.
But to the point, there's it. For troop building, that's what they offer, these two things.
What was that?
And then the last thing that they kind of covered was the Spider-Man set. The retro carded thing, also kind of cool.
That was kind of cool. Except for that, the guy was so excited about how huge the cards were. I was like,
no, just the one. They're going to have one huge card.
Yeah.
Well, these are huge compared to the old school Toy Biz ones, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you're getting a black suit Spidey. Definitely cool.
Cool.
You're getting a Ben Reilly Spidey. If you're into
Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly. Yeah, I like the clone. Yeah,
it's not bad.
No, not bad at all. I like it. I thought it was cool.
They were making a big deal about never having this armored Spidey and talking about Spectacular Spider-Man, that green covered hologram one. And this is kind of an updated look for it, but yeah, it's kind of cool looking. But I don't know. I'm still not rushing out for this one personally. Hobgoblin was kind of cool.
Hobgoblin was cool. Hobgoblin was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a little pumpkin bomb, and it's got a little glider and all that. I mean, Hammerhead is just
why?
It's just Hammerhead. I mean, I get it. You just a figure, but it is what it is.
Was this the Dick Tracy Hammerhead, or was this the Hammerhead?
Yeah, this flat top. This is flat top from Dick Tracy. Mm-hmm. And then, Shocker was kind of cool, but it's still just Shocker. But they made a big deal, and they were talking. Maybe not a big deal, but they were speaking about how they tried to make it like where you can get different hands for Shocker, but they don't come off at the wrist because of the way his forearm bracelets are built. So it comes off further down the arm in the forearm. So when you get the extra hands, it was a little bit different, which I get it. It's kind of cool, like that they thought that kind of through. Because again, the way these guys were talking about the toys, they were really into it. And then they teased some stuff of what's to come. And some of the things they teased is that there's going to be a 6-inch figure that doesn't have legs, referencing how Cannonball, they made a Cannonball without legs, like you see this. So they're going to be making some character, not telling us who.
Everybody's saying Mojo. It's kind of funny.
That'd be kind of cool if it was Mojo.
I think they were just. I think people were trolling them. They actually. The funny part about this is like when you see the difference between Marvel Pulse and Star Wars Pulse. Star Wars Pulse is everybody going, "This is BS. This is BS." Blah 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 blah. No exclusives. And Marvel, they're like sweet, and it is.
They were
a lot of stuff.
They were super supportive.
They were super supportive. Yeah. And you can't even tell if they are trolling.
They were just eating it up. But like I think it's also in part of the presentation. The guys, like I said,
they're excited.
They were excited.
It seems like they knew what people wanted to, though.
Yeah. This was the oversized card, the oversized card that they said they're going to have another big guy. So I did this to so you can see the difference. Like their Kingpin figure, you can see the different size in the card, like over the regular 6-inch figure card. So that thing's huge.
It is huge.
So what big figure are they going to be making for Spider-Man? Are they going to make like the ultimate Green Goblin, like the Ultimate Universe Green Goblin maybe? Or are they going to make like a big Sandman? I don't know.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious of who they have, but they didn't, they're just teasing things at the end of the show, not telling us exactly what things are.
Worst Spider-Man. Who's the worst Spider-Man? We should do a Spider-Man tier list.
Be a good one. And then this other thing they did is they referenced the Series 2 1991 card set, saying 2 characters that actually have cards in this card set are going to get figures. But they didn't tell anybody, what figures. But,
Dazzler?
If you're a collector of those old school cards, it's kind of fun to guess. And
is it going to be Dazzler?
Maybe. Maybe it's Fin Fang Foom.
Maybe it's Death Watch.
No, they made a Fin Fang with a cape.
They made a
I'd be down with a Kang with a cape.
I think they made a Fin Fang Foom. So
they did. Well, they made it for like HeroClix. They made like one that was huge. Actually sells pretty well too if you can find it.
Armored Spider-Man is the worst.
Then they also tease other thing. Like this dude brought out a barrel and said that this is like a mold that they were working on. It's got a little peg in it, so it attaches to something. So I don't know what character might relate to a barrel. I was thinking like, is this like a Sandman like extension? Is it like a Absorbing Man? Like what could a barrel?
A ton. Yeah. But this is the good stuff. They tease so many things on this.
Stuff.
Yeah, like actually teased it. And the crowd went wild.
Yeah, they did. And you can see that behind him, he's got one of those big sentinels just chilling on his couch behind him. And Galactus' arm on the other side of him because he had all these toys around to show off. And then one of the other dudes showed off this, whatever this was. I don't know why he used a wrench to show this off either. But apparently, for whatever reason, he used a wrench to show off this World War II looking card backer, I'm guessing. Because it was to tease something. I know you don't like it, but the thing that made me guess, considering we're getting her in a comic and a lot of fan reaction, I'm thinking, are we getting one of these?
Carter.
Are we getting a Captain Carter figure? I can see it.
Maybe you're getting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you going to go back to the World War I era? That's really going to get people excited. So,
I was surprised. I thought there was going to be some hate. Everything was gravy there. Even nobody complained about $65 for the tri-pack. Which, if you put that in Star Wars, they would have been like, oh, why don't you just make it a Walmart exclusive and charge us $65?
Because again, that's usually like a $50 set when you get like those things. But
Marvel fans don't
65. It was a little steep, but still kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely cool stuff. It was definitely cool to see it in a different atmosphere too. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to do. You know what? It's time for the C list.
Do you want your intro,
please?
It's a short intro, but it's still an
the
intro.
List that everybody has been screaming for. This isn't it. This is it. All right. Let's present the C list. The C list, not the A list, not the D list, not the B list. Oh boy, there's a lot of C list characters in Shang-Chi if you watched our thing. But here's some cool ones that might actually show up later on in the movies. It's pretty fun. Black Jack Tarr. We talked about this character already. That is him getting kicked in the front of the page too. No, it isn't. That's not him. Yeah, is it? Can't remember inside. I don't think it is because he's got nice hair. Either way, they call him Black Jack Tarr, the man that even Kung Fu can smash. That is him on the front. They gave him more hair later. There is a Marvel stamp inside this. The Grim Reaper. Make sure you're looking for the Marvel stamps too. Stamp number 53. Once again, he becomes like a road dog, a sidekick, like not even a sidekick really. Who would you explain he would be? He would be he wouldn't be Bucky to Steve Rogers. Oh, he'd kind of be like Falcon to Steve Rogers. That's kind of what he'd be. All right. He is in the hands. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, just going over Blackjack. Trying to figure out what comparison you were making as I step back in.
Yeah, he's probably Falcon, right? He wouldn't be Bucky. Bucky would be a sidekick. Falcon
because Bucky, for the most part, was a kid, like when he had him for such a ton of run,
that is him. By the way, he also grew a bunch of hair because that's him on the cover. No hair, and then he grew a bunch of hair with a twist.
Well, grew it and lost it too.
Yeah, grew it and then then he lost it.
He's got a bit of a skullet kind of thing going there.
Sweet though, nice mustache. Either way, that's our man Blackjack. So see, now I think people would rank him higher now that they see him. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master Kung Fu number,
and that's 17. The first issue too.
Of 17, the first issue when it comes out
of it just being called, Master of Kung Fu, because it was a Marvel Spotlight. 15 was Shang-Chi's first, and then 16 was also a Marvel Spotlight.
Oh yeah.
Retitled it to just being Master of Kung Fu.
Yeah. Well, the 17. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu.
Yeah, the hands of Shang. Yeah.
Either way, Grim Reaper, terrible Marvel stamp, but whatever. Also, him kind of funny because look, he's only got one hand too. He's got the attachment with the thing. So to be honest with you, you could probably even in high grade. We're looking at aiming to try to get it for under $20. Realistically, probably around $20. Sure, you'll have outliners where people know what it is at the bigger cons and try to sell you for 50 or whatever. But if you could get it for the under 20, it's a solid book. And like you said, like the third over there. So good little $20 bill there. Somebody that might show up, somebody that won't. Who knows? Skull Crusher. As much as I made fun of him, see, this is how I remember my Skull Crushers.
Not the cool Skull Crusher pick that I
he's got the big ponytail. He's whipping the two balls around. It was kind of similar. He's also got, you'll see a lot of like He-Man stylish in the hands of Shang-Chi for some of the guys. That's why I always kind of figured, like, when I first read this, I was like,
the bowl cut he's kind of got going. That's the He-Man style, like the Prince Valiant cut.
He's got if you look at the cover of 61, if you look at the cover of 61 though, he's got like the little chest plate with the wraparound strappings, and then he's winging balls all around. Once again, I thought he was going to be a bad guy. It turned out he was a good guy. Their fighting was pretty fun, and I wish they would have done it more. But then he just kind of goes after his dad, tries to help him out, saves him a couple times. $5 is being generous for this book. You can obviously, whenever we put 5 in the C list, we're really saying look for, like, even this book, look for them in the dollar bins. They are there.
But here's the thing, just as you're going on through your list, remember Razer Fist was also in that same category of book, and then all of a sudden that became like $50, $60, like 80 in some place, like depending on grade. Like that book got ridiculous. I think
with this, with Blackjack Tarr, because it is G.I. Joe fans are fanatics, so I think the price on that is a little bit high, but typically, like, it's not one that dealers know a ton about. So I think you can sneak that. This book, dollar bin crusher. But it's a good point that you made.
That's probably worth scooping up.
We threw in the adopted brother, the man they call Midnight.
Look, the purple cape. I'm telling you, it's the same guy from Silver Surfer somehow.
No hat, lifellish legs and feet. And he throws shooting stars out or back at him. This book has got some heat on it because there was a rumor he was going to show up, and then so 50, but really you could still get it for in the 20 range. But there is other, there's the outliners where all of a sudden,
If you go on the interwebs, the book's probably one bid for $500. I can't help you with that. I'm talking real life. Go out to cons and see what's going on there, or to your LCSs. Under $50 is probably where we'd look at this. There is a pretty good shot that one of his brothers probably going to show up, maybe even his adopted brother in the next one. So that's The Hands of Shang-Chi number 16. Also, the second appearance of Shang-Chi. So we've done 16 and 17 at this point, right?
Yeah.
So I had to throw in the whole reason we have Moving Shadow in there is because he's another brother, and I also want to talk about this 6-part series from Max Comics. Yep. Mm-hmm. Master of Kung Fu. This is his brother. Obviously, was in this series. It's a mini. It's a 6-part series, which if you know me at all, that I love minis. So I love this, and I also love this because it was Max, which was like Vertigo's 15-year too late shot, or Marvel's 15-year late too shot of trying to do Vertigo. Which was what it was, which is pretty good. But I like a lot of the Max titles because they are kind of shorts and stuff like that. Either way, you get Moving Shadow, who could, I mean, if the rumors are true and a brother's going to show up, I'm not saying they're true, just saying he is one of the brothers of him.
And then this is one of those types of books that all of a sudden it goes from nothing to ridiculous.
Yeah. Do remember this. This is the one that he, especially, and even if this one does turn out to be true, there's a high possibility that this could turn true, because the whole story is Midnight Sun was, quote unquote, adopted to make up the time period for that Moving Shadow to get old enough to
go back to Midnight Sun real quick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the same guy. I don't know why he's fighting Silver Surfer in space, but it looks like the same guy to me.
Okay.
That's why I keep saying it.
I know. I hear you. Do you like how he's got chains on too? This picture makes no sense. He's got like this big sword with chain. He doesn't make sense much as a character. He's got chains on the top of his shirt. Then whatever, dude.
Well, he's a Brave Star villain.
He's not exactly the character I like. I actually really do dig this Moving Shadow.
I think Moving Shadow is.
I think Moving Shadow is sweet. He's a very interesting character. But Dala.
Yeah.
The interesting part about this Max series is you could probably get the whole Max series, all 6 or 8 or what was it, 7, 8, whatever. It's either 6 or 8. You could probably get the whole
many.
series for like $1 an issue, so $8. But number one,
at most, you pay $10 for the whole run.
Yeah, $10. But number one's going to cost you $3. You know that? Like, this is the number. Just because it's number one, it shows up in like $5 boxes. You know what I mean? Especially now that some Master of Kung Fu and the movie's a hit, you'll see this book in 5. I mean, it already was there because some people are weird like that, where like dealers will take out any number one and go. I mean, I had a dealer go through my crap boxes before of just junk dollar boxes. He's like throwing them up, like, oh, I found a number one. Oh, it's like,
hey, I'm telling you. Hey, well, you're selling me on this idea. I'm about to cherry pick this idea and put it in a dollar bin digging for Friday. Tell people to go look for this book.
It's a good book.
It is.
Plus Keanu Reeves shows up on the front. All right, and then I had to do this character because I liked them. Did you see? This is the spider, right? Like, you didn't get the thing, but it is like the spider web / Gorgamon. My man Joe had called it.
It's Goro Morbius.
Yes, had called it right. He's going to finish off Shang-Chi. If they get into, I could actually see this, if they do the fight arena thing, kind of like where they were doing
a tournament?
Tournament style. I could definitely see Dark Strider show up during the tournaments because that's kind of what he does in the comics. So, pulled this one. Plus, I love the, I don't know why I like him. I just don't know why I like him. I just like him.
Because you want to see how they try to explain how you can have 6 arms on top of each other and how you stand normally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're not in action pose,
Dormammu, how
do you just stand normally with your 6 arms on top of each other?
Well, if you also know me very well, you also know I'm a big fan of eventually having cybernetics, and I really want, I want to be a cyborg. That's my goal in life. So, I mean, like,
you want to have extra arms like Silvestri's, that cyborg character?
Yeah, so I want to have it where my arms like this, and then I can go like this, and they drop down. You know what I mean? And then they come back up. You know what I mean? And then like you can replace some of the arms with different like blades or whatever you want. All right, so enough of my dreams and hopes and aspirations in the world.
You want to be Fillion's arm fall off boy?
Either way, yeah, but the arms don't fall. No, you like your arms are like this, right? Like you're like, hey, what's going on? Like you're like, oh shoot, I got to move this and I got to move this and I got to hold like 2 kids, and then you go whoop, and then like your arms like it slides down, so it's gonna be like a slide plate, and a rack of arms are gonna come out and then extend. So then you can go like, okay, cool, I can save this kid here.
Oh, I got you. So you like go gadget extra arms out of your arm.
Come out, and they look like real arms. Yeah. Mm-hmm,
okay.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. I see. I thought this through really well. Either way, so this book maybe once again.
Life goals.
$5 book, right? Because a couple of other things that happened, but realistically $1 bid. And then I had to give you something new because we've gone through like almost every single. We've gone through almost every single series. We haven't because I have one more after this. But this is Shang Chi to 2000. I gave you the In-Hawk Lee because I really like it. I've seen this book. By the way, I've seen this book in like really cheap bins, and actually
they ordered. I think they ordered a lot because it was the Lee.
It was the 1 in 100. Yeah. Well, go check out
my that too. They did make it the Virgin, the 1 in 100.
And if you're looking for this too, you know my man Daggett from Daggett Comics probably has some of these. So feel free to go over there and message him and see if you can get any of these, because there's literally 15 variant covers, and he'll sell them in packs.
You might see some in a couple of minutes.
Why?
When I do top 5 variants on a budget, you might see something else.
Oh, some of the covers, yeah. So I mean, there's
that third one. That C cover was hot though when it came out. That was the one everybody went after.
Which one's that?
The one on the right that you have there.
Oh,
because it had the other characters on it.
Mm-hmm. It had, so there's Sabre, and there's, well, that one's dead, and it doesn't have Dagger, but that's all right because she shows up in the normal. Either way, it has Delilah Wang in it, and their little that's her about to go on her little date. No, that's when she talked to Grandma. Either way, I have seen this is what I was saying for the In-Hawk Lee. I saw the In-Hawk Lee for $20, and I've also seen some of these books for $5. I'm just giving you a whole range. You can get whatever version you want. I actually think that the second print, which is the design print for everybody's making fun of her, but Sister Sledgehammer, is probably one of the more expensive versions of this book. Which who the hell ordered a second print after? Oh, isn't there also a variant for the second print?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The design is actually the 1 in 25 of the second print. Again, we'll get to that in a minute or two.
Sorry, I don't mean to crap on you. There's a whole. I know we don't look at what each other does. So then after I did that. So I was like 2000 series. I've done the Max series. I've done all the series. I might as well go all the way back to a little Charleston comic / book. The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. No man can stand against them. No, they cannot. And we get the Sons of Tiger. And this is why I thought it was funny, because there's actually. So there's the Bruce Lee fold-out poster in memory here that you make sure that's inside there. There's also a insert pull-out all on Bruce Lee. And I think they do have the characters from what you're talking about earlier in the whole back half of it. So,
the other Enter the Dragon guys?
Yeah, the Enter the Dragon guys, yeah. Oh, they also got Sweet
Roper.
Dude, if you find this book,
Roper.
Yeah, this book is dope as hell, though, because inside this book, I forgot about this till right now. They have training techniques for Kung Fu. Training techniques.
You learn karate from book?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
took some classes at the Y, but
yeah. Yeah. So this is what he was talking. This is what the heck was that guy's name?
Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi was talking about picking up the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu and learning.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can get really good copies of this, for $50 and anything under there. I mean, under the sun. I mean, with the inserts still in it and everything else, dude. So feel free to look for those. I don't think anybody really cares about it that much.
You'd be surprised. Like those Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazines, they go from, you can find them in like $2 in a box that's just at the LCS with all the epics and the other weird magazines. They just don't feel like selling the extra creepies and unimportant vampirillas.
The under the table
shoved
stuff
in there, and then other people will have them marked up because it's Master Kung Fu.
Master Kung Fu. Well, that's what I'm saying. So go when you're in there and you're just like, oh, I need to stretch. Look down. Make sure you're looking underneath tables, because this is where you can find these underneath the table.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the rare cases where I think maybe the Overstreet overprices them to what the actual market is at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, agreed. Yeah.
So I think this is one of those.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it. So I think I covered almost every era of Master of Kung Fu slash. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
You did a hell of a job there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to go to next?
Yours. The
you want to go to the variants? All right, so I gotta get that going. Oh, you know what? While we oh shoot, I'm all over the place here. While we get it going, let's hit the there. There. They give me a couple of seconds to get set up. All right, so we have our top 5 variants on a budget. And we are covering Master of Kung Fu. I know it's Shang Chi, but I still think of him as just being Master of Kung Fu. So that's what we're going with on this. Now, I know I covered this one book last week in Chasing Ghosts, so it's not part of the 5, but I just wanted to talk about it. This Secret Avengers, number 18, this David Aja cover, I still dig it. It's a 1 in 20. And even when I talked about it last week in Chasing Ghosts, and only said it was hard to find, it wasn't a ghost because there was like 2,000 copies. If you do the math, it's probably about 2,000 plus copies. Again, September 8th, $10. When I look today, there's a lot of $40 sales for this book now. So you can't find this for $10 anymore. So that's why I kind of had to pull it out. Apart from the fact that I've already talked about it, but the price is kind of gone. It's a little bit higher. But one you still can find for cheap. And speaking of design variants, Avengers 43. You're not going to think about Avengers when you think about Shang-Chi, but this is a 1 in 10. It's a Phoenix version of Shang-Chi because of the story of the Avengers, like the Phoenix Force, and went to all of them. But here we got a Phoenix Shang-Chi, 1 in 10. $3.75. You can scoop this thing up for. You can get this thing for cheap. So just figured I'd mention it. Oddball cover. And you also get a whoever Phoenix Shanna and Phoenix Zabu. Shanna and Zabu. They're from the Savage Land. Kazar's sidekicks or extra characters, I guess.
Yeah, that is a bad cover.
It's not a great cover. I'm not a huge design variant cover guy, and this one is particularly not great, admittedly. But $3.75, and that's with free shipping. This thing has to cost at least $3.75 to ship if it's shipped properly. So that book's free. You just paid to get it mailed to you. But this is from the newer series. This is from the 2021 Shang-Chi number 1.
Yep.
And we're getting Sister Dagger, again, on the cover. You can see they did the legacy numbering on this one. And so it's Legacy 127, kind of picking up. The original Master of Kung Fu run ended at 125. And then they did that one-off in 126 in between there. So they're picking it up at 127. This is the 1 in 25. They had higher ratios than this, but the 1 in 25, I actually did buy this one because I kind of dug it. And like I said, I like Sister Dagger. But this one's still not too bad. $13.50. You can scoop up this 1 in 25 for. So
I agree with these guys that say there's like very rarely, it's like 1 out of every 100 design variants they do. There was one that I think was in the Immortals that they did that was really well, but very rarely do they do good design variants over at Marvel. Inhumans, sorry. When they were doing that in Inhumans, Death to the Inhumans, they did the one character that took over the body and started killing everybody.
Oh, anyways. Yeah, that's right. The Death, whatever. I can't remember the character's name. But you know which other ones I think design variants were all right was Thanos's his crew. The Black Order.
When they did the Black Order.
The one in like 75s.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like 1 out of every freaking 101 designs. Good.
Yeah, they were high incentives, but even the covers themselves, but they still were pretty decent for a design.
Yeah. All right.
But I was surprised with the next one because I didn't think I'd be able to put this on here because, again, from this most current run, and like I said, this Sister Dagger is a 1 in 25. There are 1 in 50s, and this is issue 3, a 1 in 50. Got Wolverine on the cover. We got a female, looks like an Iron Fist to me in the back there. I don't know if it's Wing. I can't remember her name. Well, Wong, the Pirate Queen. I don't know if it's her.
Try that. Don't watch what you do.
Yeah, it's the Pirate Queen because I don't remember. But this is a 1 in 50, and like I said, a lot of these, including the most recent one, I think came out last week, issue 4, has already gotten super pricey for the 1 in 50. Really cool Michael Cho covers on these, But this one I was able to put in here because somebody got one for $20. Like a 1 in 50 for $20 ain't bad.
Mhm.
Granted, if you're looking right now, you're probably not gonna be able to get it for $20. A lot of the asks are in the $70 kind of plus range. They're over ratio, but I snuck this one in here because again, I had evidence of a sale. So if you look for auctions, you can sometimes get things a little bit cheaper. And speaking of the Pirate Queen, I like this cover. This is the second print for Immortal
That's a
Iron
good
Fist
one.
2.
Yeah.
So I dig this image, even though it's mostly black and it's just a panel from inside. I like this cover. I've luckily found one, so I have one, but that's it. Second print. The regular cover is pretty cool too on the regular issue 2. But if you want the first Pirate Queen, you can find it. The second print, about $25. So we're getting a little bit on the pricier side, but I think it's cool, personally. And the other thing you want to pay attention to, especially with the old Master of Kung Fu run, is there were 5 issues, I think. I think it was 39 through 44. The 30-cent price variance.
Oh, yeah.
Pay attention to the prices up here. Because the other ones are a quarter. Pay attention to the 30-cent price variance because, like all the Marvel price variants, these things get can be tough to find. So when you're digging in a box, just look at the price. Even if it's a little banged up, you might want to grab it anyway. Yeah, so like we're talking about digging these dollar bins. Grab that price variant because while they're not super expensive, you can still get these $25-$30 for any of the random issues. And like I said, I think it was 5. I think it was 39 through 44 for Master of Kung Fu had those price variants.
Yeah, Astro, it is awesome, and we're probably showing it on Sunday because JJ gets it. The subs
cover
for $205. Yeah,
and then awesome. That's pretty much it. But I just really quickly, and I like to do a bonus. You were talking about the design variants, and you were talking about the second print. Here it is. This is it. This is the 1 in 25 though of the second print.
I actually like this as a design variant. I know people don't like her, but I think this is actually not a bad design variant.
No, not.
With that being said, it's just because I think some are so bad, man. Some are just so bad. So,
but yes, this is for issue 1, second print, 1 in 25. Hey, $25.
Yeah, not bad.
It's right there at ratio, and they did it again on issue 2. So you got Brother Sabre, same deal. It is also the second print design variant because the first prints, or not the first print.
Wasn't there 3 of these?
Yeah, it's like the second print. Regular is more like that Sister Dagger cover where it had like the weapons at the top and then the character kind of profile down the bottom. That's what the regular cover looked like. But the 1 in 25s are the designs. I don't know if they did the third one. I was looking. I didn't see one for the third. This is already also $23, so a little under ratio.
A little bit under ratio. Nice.
For this guy.
But his first was in 1.
Yeah, that wasn't his first. That's why I think
all the dailies show up in 1.
But they wanted to give him I think a shout out on the cover or a little special note. And that's it. Those are the 2 little extras I threw in because I don't love the designs. Oh, we don't need that. We don't need the tier list. I don't love the designs. 1, 2. I really don't like incentive second printings.
Yeah, I think that's terrible.
I'm just not into it.
Me too. But what are you gonna do? All right. Hey, we've got What If up next.
Yeah, we do. We gotta see if we can get through What If. Oh, weekly update. Do we have anything else?
Why?
Or we just got What If?
Why? Well, you can talk why.
Well, you can talk why. I can't talk why.
I can talk why. I thought it was good, man. I mean, I think we're gonna talk more about it next week. Hopefully, you get through some of it and everything else.
Yeah, I don't know. You talk a little bit about it because I don't know what.
I'll do the same thing I did with Shang Chi last week before you saw it. I'll kind of give the overview of it. I won't ruin anything. I don't know what people thought it was going to be. If you thought they were going to do the exact thing they did in the comic books, you're off your shit. Okay. They have to adapt it a little bit. I will say that I'm not exactly enthusiastic after the third one of how they actually do Yorick, like how they do his story. I'm not really happy with the like how he acts. I think when he acts in the comic, even though he is a little dopey in there and maybe even naive, he seems a little out of place. I love post-apocalyptic stuff, but I do think even if it's done in a humorous version, it could be okay. I do have a problem when they do that dioptic or whatever it is stuff, and then like the character is
dystopia, like
dystopic stuff. But when they do it when the character is out of place at a certain point, even if there's a time lapse, and it's not just him, they do it with another character there too, a daughter of the past president. Human nature in these should be to adapt to the times or die. You know, I mean, that's the thing. That's how it works. That's how the genre works. Yorick so far should be dead, and not dead from dopiness, but dead from like eventually. I don't care how conceited or whatever you feel. There's going to be points where that just doesn't play well, and I think we're keeping in there. So I hope they rein that back in. In the second episode, they kind of did, and then the third episode, they kind of threw it back out there. They did the same thing with the daughter. So
I started the first episode. I didn't even finish the first episode before I had to cut things off to work on other stuff for tonight.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Even like what you're saying, like, yeah, just the way like Yorick was, it was just like, he's just like, I don't know.
So Yorick in the book was a little bit aloof, but at the same time, like, he was kind of dumb, but
he was aloof. But the way they play him, the way that I guess the actor was playing him in this first one with the way he was just coming off as like a whiny like millennial, like just yeah, I got money unless mom and dad don't pay my rent. Unless I'm short on money, then yeah, they pay my rent. But
right, like, so that's fine because they're before. The problem is you didn't see it, but that first episode, the shit happens, and they did a really good job of doing that and everything else. It was kind of funny because like in the books there was a touch on like a transgender people, I believe is the proper term for it. They actually, because there's a part where I was like, how the fuck is this person a dude in here? And like how they said it's a transgender person. There was more than one, and they like it explained it really well. Like, and I could see that happen. Like the problem is Yorick and the main antagonist so far are probably the worst two characters, but the rest of it's really fucking good. Like Yorick's mom's really good. Like the supporting cast is really good. Oh, what's her name? Agent 336 is Agent 336.
Yeah, well, they had good material. I liked her in the book. Like she was.
Yeah. If you liked her in the book, dude, they did her justice, man. She's all types of justice done in this. And like crazy, like even with her in the book, she was a little bit like they didn't humanize her enough. I don't feel in the comic book that's fine because it's a comic book. Like that's not part of it. Like some of the humanization has to come through acting. Okay.
Yeah. You get it in the facial expressions. You can get
so
it in
this is, and you're right. And I hate that people will do this because they might not understand what I'm saying here. But what I'm saying is when Yorick's in this situation that he's supposed to be acting, right? There's certain types of human elements that will take place. In Agent 336, those are shown, even though she's a knockout, dead killer. There's certain things where you're like, cool. There's little portions where you show like, oh yeah, but this is the fucking world ending. Like she gets it. Like the shit's done. Yorick, at no point does Yorick ever even like you wouldn't when for the episode 2, you wouldn't even think the fucking world was ending. And then part of episode 3 is the same fucking shit. Like it definitely was kind of crazy how they did that. So I hope they correct that problem because I mean, Brian K. Vaughan is one of my favorite writers. You know, I'm still crying because Saga's not back yet. I love United We Stand, which I know not everybody loved that series. I thought it was great. I don't have a problem with sometimes how he politicizes stuff. He's Canadian, got a different point of view, whatever, man. I don't care.
Which one?
But like,
is it We Stand Guard?
We Stand Guard. Yeah,
that's it.
What did I say it was?
Or no, United We Stand, or is it United?
No, We Stand Guard. It's We Stand Guard. It's the Canadian when Canada invades.
Yeah, that's the other Canada one, I think.
Plus, I think he hangs out in Ohio, which is probably should be a downsize for him too. But I still like the guy, and I still like what he does. The problem with it is that I don't think it just didn't like. Somebody here said 3 out of 6. It's only 3 stars out of 6. I don't think it's that bad. Like that's only 50% for what I'm saying. This is passing. Like, well, it's old school passing. Apparently now new school passing is 80%. But it's like old school passing. Like you got the C+, C. You know, you got the 75%. You're chilling in there. You just do your homework. You'll pass the class. No problem, bro. Like That's where it's at. And to be honest, I think when we separate,
you think new school passing is higher numbers? I thought it was the other way around.
No. When my wife's in her executive masters, it's like you gotta get 80% on every single thing. Well, you get one wrong answer. That's it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, because that's the thing. Yeah, like I remember when I was in school. Yeah, 90% was an A. Apparently, that's not an A anymore.
No,
you get like 92% to get an A.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're a B, and B is like to 84. It's like weird. Like it made sense to me before. Every 10.
Yeah. No, I mean, apparently math's different, I guess. I don't know. Once again, something that doesn't bother me anyways, because but I count money. That's it. So it doesn't matter to me. The thing with it is like, I see that the sister character, the characters that I wish they do more on, like they started doing towards the end, 336 or 331. What I can't remember. What are the 33?
I can't remember. Every time you say it, I go, that's
the
number. And I go, no, is it?
93 and above. Jeez, oh Pete's, man. Y'all kids got it bad, millennials. No wonder they're always mad. You gotta get 93 points. Jeez, get out of here.
Yeah, that's like solid A in my day.
You got an 89. You're still doing all right, bro.
Yeah, 89 that's like a B plus.
That's like an A minus, B plus, bro. Yeah,
exactly. You almost made it. You almost got that 90.
You got that, yeah. No, but what I say is, like the sister, like what, dude? The whole sister thing is crazy. Like I didn't see it coming. They did a great job with her. I feel. I'm just kidding with you, Joe. I thought they did a great job with her. I just really, at this point, I'm just hoping if they stay up, if they take the best part of the first 3 episodes and continue that to the next 3 episodes, we'll be okay. If they don't, because you know what's going to happen. Like they did add in an element of like, okay, cool. All these people are like taking over state buildings and everything else and throwing riots because like that's what would have happened, which is kind of cool. I don't think Brian K. Vaughan saw that when he was writing the comics. Plus, how do you do that? It just translates well. But like we got to have the women, the women in Amazon, the Amazon women type thing coming up. We have to have that, which Hero it becomes the lead. She becomes lead in there, which I think she's going to develop into that. So I hope they keep that portion of it. I would like that. I don't mind what they're doing with some of the other stuff. Like they've changed around the mom a little bit. That type of storyline, but they've done a great job with turning her around. What do you
think of the release method? What do you think of the?
So what's it going to be? It's going to be 3-1
and then 1-1-1, whatever.
3-1-1-1-1. Yeah, I mean,
what do you think of that? Like,
the problem I think I have with that is like if they would have dropped this as 1-1-1-1-1, I would watch number 1. I don't know when I would got to number 2.
Yeah. See, I'm of the mindset of, all right, if you want to start with more than 1, you can do double size. So you can do 1 and 2 to start. But you throw out 1. That's part of why I didn't get to it. Like this week, it's like I got to invest 3 hours. Like I just like, when am I going to start? I'm thinking in my head like I don't have 3 hours, so I can't start yet because you're throwing 3 at me at once.
No, I watched it 1.5 1. So, I made up the time for it. So I watched half. I watched half and half, which would be a 1, and then 1. Yeah. Yeah. But the problem, I mean, what I'm saying is like you had to drop these 3 because I don't think if you dropped 1 because they did so much backstory, it wouldn't work. If you drop, if you drop 2, you kind of left it open where you were starting to go into it, but it didn't give us enough, right? So 3 had to come. The issue I have is like with I'm trying not to spoil.
You wouldn't, because again, I didn't get through 2. So after 2, you wouldn't have been like, all right, I got to watch next week.
Yeah. After 2, I would have been like, okay, cool. I get it. This is looking okay. And then you get 3 and you're like, 3 was very heavy uric. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not sure. And the president's daughter, which are probably the 2. You're just like, this is stupid. With the So, all right. They implemented 92, 93 as an A when the. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. I only watched the first. Really. Yeah. I mean, I hope it works out good.
We can get into it more. I'll have more to talk about.
Watch it next. Yeah, everybody watch the first 3, and then we'll talk about it after that.
Well, by next week it'll be first 4 because I think we'll get another one on Monday.
No, right? If we can, hopefully.
Right? Is it Mondays they're gonna do them?
Yeah, they do it. They added it. By the way, they do add in an element of like zombie-ishism to it too, which is weird. Like it's not really, but like, you'll see it. You'll see it. There's no zombies walking around. No. It's like the Rick when he goes back to the town thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. It's a great show. As you thought the whole part, you liked the way Yurik was played. Astro, did you read? Can I ask you a question and not trying to downplay? Did you read the comic books or the TPB on Why the Last Man? Okay, go ahead, Pete.
I was going to get into our what if then.
Yeah, let's get into what if.
So we can wrap this up hopefully in 2.5 hours.
Excellent. I was like, hey, short show this week, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nope, not this week. So we have episode 6 of What If. Oh, should we do the thing? I guess we should do the thing real fast.
Dude, at this point.
In case you haven't watched it, this is your warning that we are going to spoil this. So if you haven't watched it, no harm, no foul. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you come back on Wednesday. But we're going to wrap it up with this.
Or later. Or watching the replay. Watching the
replay. If you're watching the replay too, you can stop now if you haven't yet watched What If episode 6.
Spoiler!
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Warning!
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Oh my god.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
That should be plenty.
Good. And before we do that, Astro says he's only read the first issues. I thought I said 7 issue. Oh, okay. Well, I'd like Astro if you could hold off and not read any of Why the Last Man until the season's over, and then after that, and then maybe I'll even send him a TPB of the first half or something if I can. Well, they're probably really expensive now, but
the trades they reprint trades, so you can find trades for cheap.
JJ, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed with this spoiler. Go ahead.
Oh, for this one. Yeah, so this is our episode 6 reaction. This episode is What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark.
What if we only did the first part of a story and never got anywhere and we just fluffed up a half an hour with it?
But this is basically Iron Man. They start off with Iron Man, like beat for beat, shot for shot. They're running that's the beginning of Iron Man, the first Iron Man. Piece like, no throwing up gang signs. All right, go ahead, throw it up, and all of that. But then the first turn happens when Killmonger is there to save Tony Stark. So as Yuto, I don't know how you say his name, Yuto the Watcher, is kind of framing it as that we saved Tony Stark, but we lost a hero because he didn't get to go through what he went through.
Are we sure it's Yuto the Watcher? It's not a different Watcher because that doesn't look like the normal Yuto the Watcher.
I don't know. I just assumed it would be.
There's more than one Watcher, bro. Yeah, it's a different Watcher. Maybe we're
Jeffrey Wright, the Watcher.
Mm-hmm. It could be Michelle. What's his name?
What Michelle?
The dude that played Big Papa Bear.
Big Papa Bear. Michael Clark Duncan?
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan.
You called him Tim Duncan earlier. Now you're calling him Michelle. He's Tim Duncan. Now he's Michelle.
Michelle Duncan, not Michelle.
It's Jeffrey Wright from Westworld.
Michelle Duncan.
And the new Commissioner Gordon, too, for Batman fans.
Right, okay.
Anyway, so Killmonger saves Tony Stark, and he immediately becomes Tony's new best friend. He's, hey, this guy saved me. All right, yay. I'm going to make him CEO of my company.
That was Michael B. Jordan, right? They had Michael B. Jordan do it, right?
I don't know. I was trying to listen to it, but I don't know if it was him or not.
You always know the voice people.
I know, I usually do, but I know this wasn't Robert Downey Jr. and this wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow, but they did have Don Cheadle, and Pepper is obviously wary of Killmonger showing up out of nowhere because she doesn't know what he wants out of Tony. She can't figure it out. Short
story real quickly every time. Don't you, when you see Don Cheadle, do you not, and the only reason I bring this up is because of the Squirrel Girl thing that came out recently, which we didn't cover in news, but the executive over there at Marvel that also canceled Squirrel Girl was the same guy that said, it doesn't matter who plays War because everybody looks the same. All black people look the same.
Ooh,
just so you know. That's the dude that canceled Squirrel Girl, just to let you know. So I want that Squirrel Girl show too. Let's just go. with that.
Well, the new warrior. Well, I don't know if I wanted the rest of the new warriors. Well, Speedball would have been.
I want
cool.
Squirrel Girl. Yeah,
But Squirrel
All right.
Girl, yeah. What's her Melania Ventrub or whatever?
Mhm.
The AT&T girl. She was a good. She was a good casting for Squirrel.
Because
Girl.
the guy who said that you could replace Rhodes, right? Because they looked exactly the same. Was also the guy that said that wasn't funny. That Squirrel Girl didn't look like it was going to be funny, and people wouldn't like that. That's the guy's opinion you should have taken.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Anyways,
well.
let's go on.
Yeah, so Rhodey and Pepper are talking about how Killmonger got himself real buddy up with Stark, to the point where Stark's asking, "But oh well, you're pretty smart. What did you work on at MIT?" And he's saying, "Oh, I had this drone idea," which is kind of like Mickey Rourke's Whiplash, Crimson Dynamo mashup character from Iron Man 2. That he had a drone idea. And they made a joke about it. Oh, I like Gundams.
Because it looked like Gundam. Yeah,
they look like Gundams. So, yeah, they start working on this idea together. But they can't really do it because they need a power source. It's just not there. And then Killmonger's like, oh, what about vibranium? I got this ring. How about this? And then they start talking about vibranium and how they can go about getting some. And they can go through some illicit means to get it, which leads them to Claw and Black Panther kind of showing up to kind of spoil the day of Rhodey making this deal. But the whole thing was all kind of a setup because Killmonger just basically offs the two of them and puts on the glove
with a weapon that Tony Stark had.
Yeah, with a weapon like a sonic weapon that Tony Stark had, and he took down Black Panther. I didn't think he killed him, but then they had like a casket and all. He was dead, so he killed T'Challa and he killed Rhodey. And Claw was there. Again, I couldn't get images from the actual bit because I just didn't have time.
It sounded like him too. I think they used the real actors.
They might have used a lot of them. They did, but not everybody. But yeah, and Claw was there, and there's we got our vibranium. Let's go make some mechs. And then even though Killmonger thought he got
Gundam, I was mad about that. I thought they were going to be better, but.
Oh, the machines. Yeah, they were kind of small. They're basically like Iron Man 2 drones. Like they look no different than those, really. But Tony obviously figured it out. He spoiled Killmonger's plan. Said, "Hey, you're gonna." I forget what the hell he said. He said something about
Jarvis had been taping everything because it always did, and that's what didn't make sense. How did he get the weapon if Jarvis knew anything? Why didn't Jarvis just shut the weapon off? Then he want to kill.
He didn't. So then Tony sent his own drone after him, and then Killmonger's fighting his own drone. Takes his shirt off because might as well just take your shirt off as a cartoon, and he's fighting the drone. He does the whole bit about all these marks or death.
You didn't find that? I thought that was pretty funny because all the time, like if you saw this in the movie theater when he took the shirt off, there was a lot of females that were clapping during this portion. So I found that kind of funny. I did find that kind of funny. I'll give it.
I got you. I was watching Transporter randomly earlier today, and it was for some reason like, why did they just take his shirt off? Like, while in the middle of the fight, why did he take his shirt off? Okay, I get it.
I've done it before.
You got to appeal to both sides of the audience. Guys want the violence. The girls want to see the guy with the shirt off.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but then spear through. This is the thing I didn't really understand is that he hit him with the spear in the shoulder, in the arm, but somehow he
in the right arm. Yeah,
but he twisted it and tweaked it and killed Stark.
Just pushed it the rest of the way through. I don't know.
That's what I mean. If it was in his chest, I could buy. All right, he punctured a lung. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he kills Tony. Tony, again, is not having a great what if. He's either a zombie, he gets killed by donuts, he gets killed by...
I like this line, though. I like the line here when he goes, we're the same person, and he goes, the reason why I'm killing you is because you can't see that we aren't the same person.
We aren't the same.
That was a good line.
That was a good line. That was a good line.
That was kind of dope. That was ice cold right there.
Yeah, so, that actually was pretty good.
That was good. I feel that one.
And then Killmonger, he gets his army now. Yeah, he's still playing the role like, hey, I don't know what happened. Like, he said the
vibranium
the Wakandans came after Tony. They killed him. Look, it's one of their spears. So we got to go to war with Wakanda.
Yeah.
And he's got Thunderbolt Ross on his side. But then at the same time, and I couldn't find images of this either, but he does the same thing with Claw in the sense that he turns on Claw and brings his body in as his gift.
Yeah,
he did his way in to Wakanda, saying, "I brought a gift. Here, I brought you this criminal."
And I'm a son of
and I'm a exactly. I'm the son of the brother, the prince,
the brother that you
blah blah blah.
killed.
So the Dora Milaje, they walk him in. He meets King T'Chaka, who's still alive, because again, this is the time frame of Iron Man 1. So we get to see Shuri, who's still like a little girl, and like the mom, T'Challa's mom, even though T'Challa's dead at this point, she's like the general of the army, which we'll get into in a minute. Because the drones are coming. He's coming in to say, hey, I'm coming to warn you. The Americans are coming. They've got these drones, and I say we let them in, and then we can turn everything off. So the drones are coming. Army's fighting. Again, T'Challa's mom is leading the army. She's the general at this point, because again, it's still a few years early, I guess. So Angela Bassett's character's, BA going at it. And Killmonger, again, he joins the fight, hopping on a rhino, going into battle, proves his worth. She sees that he's fighting along their side, so he's making his inroads in with the Wakandans as well, to the point where they give him, I guess, basically the mantle of Black Panther. Like, he fights off his own drones. He sets us all up along the way to get himself in place where he gets, the Black Panther serum and actually talks to T'Challa in the afterlife, who's asking, like, cousin, why'd you do this? And blah, blah, blah. So Killmonger is, again, just like in the regular Black Panther movie, the new Black Panther, I guess. But Shuri isn't fooled. Pepper isn't fooled. These two meet up at the end of the episode to say, hey, we got to do something about this.
Well, she's got the footage. She goes, yeah, he's not the only Jesus. And then she has the Jarvis footage that Tony had. And then that just stopped there. So it was like, okay, cool. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I can only assume it's to be continued. Just like the last one. The last two have been weird. Like,
when you started going back, I thought about this, and then I was like, oh, well, they went. So I bet you season 2, that's why I was asking you, how many episodes is this? Season 2, even though they showed the mid-season preview, did you see the mid-season preview?
They looked like something about that, but when I looked, it showed that it's only going to be 9, and then another 9.
Which is weird, because they showed the trailer. They put out a trailer called the mid-season trailer.
So maybe it'll be 12? Oh.
And it showed like a lot of the things that looked like it was going to be the ending. Like Thor shows up to the zombie area and goes, ooh, zombie. Like all this stuff. Yeah. It could all just be fake stuff, but like
maybe it's not. Maybe it is just they're going to get back to these episodes again later in the second half.
Well,
when I said 9, that's all that was listed in IMDb. They don't know exactly.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, because eventually you have to start that already, I would think. If you're at, what number are we at?
This was 6.
6. So if you're going to do 12 episodes, like the next one has to be a finishing off of the kind of to be continued type stuff. So,
or they're going to open up more to be continueds, and then
that's what I was about. Double J is what I was worried about. This is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I don't want to
continue these in season 2. Plus. Do they think people will not remember or get confused? And it 100% will, and that's going to be terrible if they do that.
You can't go over 2 seasons. This would have to be, you know what? We're going to do 2 episodes that are like doubles, that are like an hour long, but we'll split them up. Fine.
The T'Challa Guardians of the Galaxy has got an extension on it.
Sure. That one too.
The zombie one has extension for sure. Got one. Carter's got one for sure.
You think so? Well, yes. I know they'll just come back to Carter, but they didn't. That one didn't really end on a
okay. Well, you could end that one.
But they'll come back to it because
this one. So that's 3. So okay, out of 6, you have 3 guaranteed.
Carter. What was the second episode?
The one where Ant-Man. Wasn't it the Ant-Man one? Second one was T'Challa going to the Guardians.
T'Challa Guardians.
The third one was Ant-Man. The Hank Pym going bad. You have Doc Strange.
Oh yeah, the Doctor Strange.
Because in the preview they showed They showed Doc Strange going to older Doc Strange and going, "What happened to you?" That could have been from that one though. So who knows?
They did face off for a second. They did face off for like a minute in that episode.
Maybe episode 8 for that. So that's what I'm saying. So if we're at 6, then they'll leave 4, 6, 7. I guess they'd have to start now. So 6, they could do the end of Guardians. It depends
on where we're ending. If it's going to be 9, they could come back to one of those.
They could go Guardian, Zombie. They could go Guardian, Zombie, and this, and that's it. That's 9 episodes done. Right?
Yeah, could be. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll see. Still not a bad series. I like it. This one sucked, actually. I actually thought this was shitty. I thought they should have either finished the story or gone a little bit further. Because they took so much time doing so much of the back crap that there was nothing really new there. Like,
Oh, for this one, you're saying?
yeah.
I don't even think it was like doing back crap. I think it's just they were just trying to pack so much in. It's like, now we're jumping here. Now we're jumping here. Now he's doing this. Now he's doing that. I'm like, okay, I get it, but you're not giving me any resolution at the end of this. You're just, it's all just machinations to get himself in a place that I didn't know where we were going to end. Now, okay, the surprise, I guess, is where we end. That, oh, he did all this just so he could be Black Panther. And
isn't that the same thing he did when he went in? I mean, there's not much. I mean, this is really not much change in.
Well, then you condense 2 movies into 30 minutes. You condense original Iron Man. Well, actually, you can even say you can mix in Iron Man 2 into it as well with the drones and Black Panther, the first Black Panther, all combined into one 30-minute episode. With a little touch of Avengers Age of Ultron mixed in with the claw.
There was, yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, it wasn't bad. I wasn't mad that I was mad at the ending.
It's not bad,
I was mad at the
wasn't...
ending. It was kind of lame, but
yeah, we were at a place where it's like every episode was getting a little bit better. Where I just feel like the last 2 have, not that I disliked the zombies, but I just felt a little disappointed in it. Just didn't have an ending. And then this one, the same kind of thing. Like you're giving me half of stuff. Like I start getting annoyed when you start giving me half of an episode. Yeah,
at least in zombies there was a climax. You know what I mean? In this one, it felt like in this one it didn't feel like it. It felt like we're still in setup stage. Yeah, you know what I mean?
This felt like the first third of a movie. So it's like you got to give me 2 more episodes to wrap this entire storyline up to do.
Where with zombies, if we go next year to zombies, I can live with that. Same thing with Guardians. If you next year for this, straight hot trash, homie.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah, zombies was at a point where I can pick zombies up. Zombies, we can pick that up next year if we had to. But yeah, if you don't get a resolution to this anytime soon, and you try to come back to it a year and a half later, because it's animation. Animation takes a long time.
And you better hope that if you look at all this new stuff that the Dark Horse is now, it seems to be that Netflix is going after a lot of Dark Horse properties. You know what I mean? And it looks like DC is starting to make.
They made a deal with them, right?
Yeah, it sure does seem like there's going to be some DC. But I mean, I'm crossing my fingers, but hopefully they're coming out with some decent television properties too. As far as
HBO Max.
Yeah, as far as HBO Max, but even they're like they're coming out with some more animation. So hopefully you get some good stuff going out of there. And you still got Millar World coming out. I mean, Marvel, your time, you had all this stuff ready to go, and you got your Disney Plus stuff. But
how weird is it though that Why the Last Man is on Hulu though?
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's Hulu's owned by Disney. Like,
it's not fully owned by Disney. It's owned by the whole deal.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's still kind of weird. I know they bought Fox and Fox Properties, and Fox had the deal to do Why the Last Man, but Why the Last Man is a DC property. It's still a Vertigo property. It's a little weird to me.
Yeah, but WB owns a portion of Hulu too.
Do they?
Yeah, it's the reason why Disney bought Fox was so that they could have the controlling portion of that. So they own 3%, I think, of Hulu.
Yeah, sure.
Which so then it's owned by the rest that were putting together to do their partial deal. And plus they needed the technology so they could push out Disney Plus faster than anything else. Which
true.
Is what worked for them. So I mean, but it wasn't like that because then right after that HBO Plus, after they did that, then HBO Plus could come out too for their streaming services. So it helped everybody. So did Peacock. Yeah, the Max stuff. Yeah,
Peacock, and we got Discovery Plus, and Paramount got their own thing, and everybody's got a streaming service. So let's break up cable and make everything separate pay, and then we're going to come up with a new idea where you can get all of these streaming services in one place, and we'll call it something special, but really what it is cable.
Yeah, man. Netflix and so on. Is Vertigo creator owned? Right. No. Yes and no.
Yeah.
You're getting paid and credited for the things that you create, but DC has the overall writing and approval on your product. So they can use like Vertigo. So Vertigo had Constantine in it too. So you could put stuff in there and then you had the right to use that portion of the storyline, but they own the character kind of. Like
It's definitely weird.
it's kind of like how Rob Liefeld gets paid for Deadpool, even though the guy didn't fucking create Deadpool. It was created by other people. But since he drew a knockoff of Deathstroke with no feet, he somehow gets paid on every single thing that Deadpool comes up with. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. On the backs of Daniel Way and Fabian Nazi. I don't know how to say his name properly, but
yeah. So that's how it is. Good question, though, JJ.
yeah, we'll see. But I think we did enough for this week.
I do too, man. I think we did over enough.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. Not too bad.
Next week, I'll be back with more energy. Okay, Pete, can we take us out of here at this point?
We could. We can.
Thank you. It's
All
good
right.
seeing everybody. Thank you, chat. We do appreciate it, as usual, as always. If you could give us a thumbs up, make sure that you check in everything that we have. There's a new show every single day on Rennavision.
Oh, yes, tomorrow. Forgotten later printings. I got another new thing that I'm trying out tomorrow because Darth Lopez asked something about second prints. I'm like, you know what? I did Forgotten first. I did Forgotten variants. You know what? Let's do some lesser known or overlooked later printings. Screw it. So got another new series tomorrow. So check that out on Thursday.
Yeah, those two, I've met them enough that, you know what? Both those guys, Joe, people think because they've never actually met them, like in real life, not when they're up there trying to collect your money. But I could tell you stories about both those guys. Anyways,
not a good guy.
Neither one of them two guys are
Not
good
my
guys.
kind of guy.
Good, cool, Chad. Good to see you. Hey, either way, give the likes, give the thumbs up, give the whatever it is. We'll see
Check
you
us out on Sunday.
Sunday.
We're gonna be back with Star Wars.
We'll be back in Star Wars.
And make sure you
We'll
come
put
back.
something together in Star Wars.
Yeah.
JJ
Make sure you come back next Wednesday. Watch us live, and we will see you guys later.